Chevy.
$6,000 off 2024 LT or RST Silverado with 2.7-liter engine. Must currently own or lease 2010 or newer Chevy car or truck. $2,500 must trade in 2010 or newer car or truck to eligible model or 1.9% with qualifying credit through GM Financial. One tier, 36 months. Offer ends 1/31/24.
Get ready for this week's half-off Thursday deal with SeizeTheDeal.com. Score your half-off gift certificate to Villa Verona Vineyard and Bistro today, starting at 8 a.m. Get $50 for $25 with Seize the Deal's half-off Thursday. Villa Verona Vineyard and Bistro. Enjoy fine wine made on the premises in the tasting room, plus great food at the bistro. Just minutes west of New York State Thruway, exit 33 on Route 365 Verona. Get your half-off Thursday gift certificates today from Villa Verona Vineyard and Bistro. Hurry, they sell out fast at SeizeTheDeal.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Oneida County Department of Family and Community Services has immediate openings for program nurses, starting at over $59,000. Nurses work a 35-hour work week, conducting patient screenings and home health assessments. And the civil service exam fee is waived for 2024. Apply today at OneidaCountyJobs.com.
Shop the Red Tag January clearance sale only at Carl's Wholesale Furniture Warehouse, New Hartford Shopping Center, or mycarls.com.
It's time to start the program. It's time to earn our pay. It's time to meet the people on the Keeler Show today. It's time to read the news and weather. Time to figure out what to say. It's time to turn the channel of the Keeler Show today. Why do we always listen? Keeler's always in the know. It makes me want to call him and tell him where to go. And now let's get things started. Andrew, let's get things started.
It's time to get things started.
On the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, Keelerational. This is what we call the Keeler Show.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
Swear to God. I think I lost my headphones.
You don't have them anywhere?
Yeah, I just found them.
Oh, good.
Like, where did I put my headphones? Good morning.
Good morning to you.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here he is, the jet setter, making his way all the way back from beautiful sunny Florida. Yesterday, he was in 80-degree weather. Today, it's only 18, although none of that is really true, right?
It was 43 when we left, when the Uber picked us up at my aunt's house and brought us back to the airport.
People say, well, we've had a mild winter here in upstate New York during December, and it was like 30s and 40s. I'm like, well, what? Okay, you can get out and walk in that and do some stuff if you like to do outdoor things. But if you're a summer type of person, you're still stuck in the winter. It's still winter time.
Yeah.
You're not going out and lying out on your Barca lounger or something outdoors in the backyard, although I don't know that. Well, they have those in Mississippi, Barca loungers, but they're usually on the front porch.
Right.
With nice weather.
On Monday, it rained literally the whole time.
40 in Florida. I've heard a lot of rain and cool.
Mm-hmm.
Florida has
January's
been here
rough,
in the month of January, yeah.
But February is already looking like it's turning around to be quite sunny. So,
all right, so, man, we have so much to get to. What a busy morning. And cruise ships kicking off people who are smoking pot.
Yes, or eating the gummies.
You gotta be careful.
Yeah. Well, they're saying
we'll get into it.
They're saying it's still illegal. That's their big push, is that it's still illegal.
Well, remember,
in
you
countries.
reach international waters when you leave. As I say, the moment the casino opens on the cruise ship, you're no longer in America. Right, Davey?
Right.
Yeah. A couple of things. Rick Lewis, they're having a big Oscar announcement party. This is when they announce the Oscars, and they do it in the morning.
Yeah.
They're doing a party at the Capitol Theater. We'll get into that. Tanya Powers coming up in a few minutes. Congressional leaders meet with Biden to work out.
That's Ryan Schmelz.
Ryan Schmelz working. We've been talking to him all week about this, where we stand on the government shutdown. Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers Wanted Person of the Week. It's a two-timer. This person is this person's second stint as a wanted person of the week.
Is this a record?
The belief is, it may tie a record. The belief is that this person is now back in the area, back in Rome. You can check it out on our website. We'll speak with Detective Shane Riolo of the Rome PD coming up. Hobica's free money question of the day. I have a very interesting story about funeral homes, local funeral homes.
Interesting.
And we'll get into that coming up in the 7 o'clock hour. Marianne Buttenschon is on this morning, the Assemblywoman. We'll talk a little bit about Hospice. John Decker from Gray TV on what's happening with Trump and what's happening in Washington and all of that and so much more. So here we go.
We're loaded up.
When did you fly back in, Andrew?
Yesterday evening, so we didn't get back too late.
I want to talk about the story about the JMA Wireless Dome. So, Davey, you saw they're going to be having seats. And those are, if you recall, those are metal benches.
Oh, I
literally.
hate them.
And I believe they're bleachers, but I do think they have backs. Don't they have backs? They do.
Some of them have the cushion that has a back attachment. But if you're...
I seem to recall, and maybe I'm wrong, that there's a metal bench and a metal back in the upper seats, not just a metal bench. But it's a metal. It's almost like the same thing you're sitting on is what's on your back. If you look that up, I'm pretty sure that's the case at the Dome. But now they're talking about putting seats in. These are seats, individual seats with backs, and I think that's a good idea. However, for a football game, they're going to be losing 7,000 seats. What was the capacity before that, Davey?
37.
37 for the Dome?
For football?
That was a sellout for football?
Well.
Look that up. Could you look it up? I don't think it was 37.
Yeah.
Maybe it was. I thought they could do 55,000 at the Dome. They certainly can.
Oh, yeah.
For a concert. And this is where you're going to see where they're going to lose money, but they won't lose money. We'll pay more. So let's say Paul McCartney wants to come to the Dome. You're going to have all the floor seating still. And then you're going to have the seating in the they sell out the suites. And then you'll have the seating that's now going to be regular seats with backs and all of that. 7,000 fewer seats will be sold for concerts.
So that'll bring
what
it
that's
to...
going to mean. That's going to mean we're going to pay more for. Already you're paying $500 to go see a big show.
Yeah,
it means it's just going to mean the extra money is going to be passed on to the consumer.
And I don't mean to be a negative Nancy, but I do not like to usually go to concerts unless it's a huge name there, just because they still have not been able to figure out the acoustics in there. It's very difficult in some concerts.
You don't want to go to a concert unless you're sitting in good seats.
Right.
Yeah. I agree.
So the current capacity is 49,057, so that'll drop to 42,057. There are metal backings for the first section, but if you look at the third
as you go
section,
up further. Yeah.
And that 300 section,
those are just benches.
Just benches.
As you get up into the and
which is where I usually sit.
It's steep in the upper deck anyway. Yeah. I mean, you get a little queasy up there. Anyway, it is what it is. So these are going to be seats all the way through, even right up to the very top of the dome?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why you only buy a big soda and you don't go to the concession stand if you sit way up in the nosebleed section.
There you go.
You take your time sipping it.
Walking down is something.
Yeah.
Okay, I wanted to get into this. Here we are again. It's like, once again, another fatality, another homicide in, we believe it's a homicide. Do we know it's a homicide?
It is a homicide investigation, yes.
And it's another underage kid.
16
this time.
It really is. I mean, I really do sympathize with, first of all, the family. But second of all, with the Utica Police Department, because, a lot of these investigators, they have young children, but a lot of the investigators and UPD members that are going and responding to this call likely have children in that age group of 14 to 16 years old. So it's just got to be very difficult for them to do their job like that.
I do not know what the answer is going to be, right? You just don't know. So we'll get details from UPD, but this was on Smith Place in Utica, and we know very few details. It is a homicide in the city of Utica, but again, this time a 16-year-old, and we're just dealing with all of these young kids. These are children that have access to guns. And with that, you're dealing with a mind that is not developed.
No.
I mean, men on their own, a woman will tell you that it takes years for a man's mind to be developed.
I'm still learning myself.
But, a 14-year-old, a 15-year-old, a 16-year-old, these are boys. These are children. And to see this happening is just really, really terrible. Now, while this is not directly associated, it is associated. New York State Police have arrested 5 people, all young. There was these are kids all born in 2005, and then one was a 15-year-old. So on illegal arms being brought into Oswego and distributed around New York State for gangs. And some of the guns that were seized, 3D printed guns, MAC-10 style submachine gun with a silencer, defaced firearms, 40-round extended magazines, all of this confiscated by New York State Police.
And one of the questions we asked, we had Shannon Patterson on last week. She's with SNUG, Guns Spelled Backwards, which is an organization that's aimed at trying to curb this youth violence. Where are these guns coming from? I mean, I think it's very well unknown. 3D printing, that's an obvious answer. But, I mean, is it unreasonable to think that a lot of these guns are coming through the southern border? I mean, I know it's got to travel a long way, but, I mean, if drugs and other things can get up so easily, I mean, is it possible that that's where a lot of these guns are coming from?
No. They believe the guns are coming from states, and they're specifically mentioning the states that barely have any gun restrictions. You can go to a gun show in certain states, and you can buy anything.
So they're being bought there, and
so they're being bought there and transported back to the north, and they're ending up on our streets in the hands of 15 and 16-year-olds who are shooting themselves and others up. It's just unbelievable. Listen, I'm not saying that more gun laws are going to be the answer. I don't know what the answer is until we find out what's going on in the heads of these kids. It's just unbelievable. I believe there were around 12 people that were arrested by police, not only 5. They ranged from 15 to 21 years old. Terrible. All right, in Washington, they still continue to debate, and this is a rough run. Republicans are the House Speaker in particular is in a tough position because he's getting pressure from the far right side of the party. At the same time, everybody wants to avoid a government shutdown. Ryan Schmelz has been covering this story all this week, and he is on the line right now. Ryan, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys.
So where are we today?
You're right. So we are expecting the Senate to vote for the short-term continuing resolution, or CR, that would essentially keep the government open until March 1st and March 8th. And I think there is a good possibility we could be seeing the House vote on it later today, too. so that lawmakers can get out of town before the snowstorm hits.
House Speaker in any jeopardy of a rogue member saying, okay, you do this and you're out?
It doesn't look like that's going to happen with this specifically, but at the same time, yesterday, Speaker Johnson, along with a big group of Republicans, Democrats, and in both the House and Senate, went to see President Biden at the White House to discuss this emergency spending package, which includes aid to Ukraine, Israel, the southern border, Taiwan, as well as aid to Gaza. And essentially this talk was about what a border security reform package would look like in an attachment to this bill in order to pass it, because Republicans have put their foot in the ground and said, we're not passing this package until you give us substantial changes on the southern border when it comes to policy and enforcement that you do down there. So the Senate's currently negotiating something, but whatever the Senate negotiates, the House Speaker has pretty much said, we're not going to take that. We want what we passed a few months ago, which is called H.R. 2. It's a pretty substantial border policy package, but at the same time, the provisions that are in there just have no chance of passing the Senate.
The battle continues. It is a little different because we are in an election year. Would you agree with that?
I think everyone kind of thinks that that's always going to play into it, right? There's this big thought that the border and immigration are just something that is so politically sexy for both sides of the aisle that kind of contributes to why nothing gets done on it. So whether or not that's true or not, I think certainly the election year factor might play into this.
Okay, all right. As always, Ryan, thank you so much. Ryan Schmelz, Fox News Radio, thank you.
Have a good one, guys. Thank you.
Have a great day. That battle will continue out through the day. You expect the Senate most likely will pass that. And, again, we're going to be kicking the can once again, kicking the can down the road. Back to the gun issue and the homicides. 2 homicides in Utica for 2024. Both are kids under the age of 16 and under. Tom is on the line now. Tom, good morning.
Yeah, one of the fallacies about the supposed gun show loophole, the gun sales have to be approved through an FFL dealer. So that so the gun show loophole is not a factor. What we're dealing with is stolen guns. There may be a few dealers that are dealing.
Well, that's the problem. That's what they referenced is, and I think the story says state police are saying these are a combination of stolen weapons, but also a combination of including guns that have been purchased in states where, and I really never mentioned the gun shows, I don't think, but either way, but gun dealers where certain states don't have any restrictions on that. These end up getting into the hands of these are kids that were smuggling these weapons. It's unbelievable. It's not something you normally hear. I mean, you hear a story about a kid getting a hold of a gun, but smuggling weapons into the state and then distributing them around through cities in upstate New York, that's really unheard of.
Yeah, well, there are some coming from the southern border. There are some coming through.
They're coming from the northern border.
We've got a gigantic northern border.
Yeah.
Full of trees and stuff, and people. That's one of the least controlled borders, except for ports of entry in the world. And if they're coming in across the Great Lakes,
to be honest, though, Tom, smuggling a submachine gun through Canada is going to be a little difficult these days.
What we got to do, for me, the solution is arrest everybody who commits a crime and put them in jail and keep them there.
Yeah, well,
we've got to send a message, and it's arrest and detain.
So I believe, obviously, in a case like this, you're dealing with felonies where these people would be held. But they're kids, so you have the raise the age issue now. I don't know what happens to them. Do they go now to a detention center, or does nothing happen to them because they're underage? You now have to go through what McNamara's office did back last year, and you try to go in and make sure that this person is going to be tried as an adult. But it's hard to do that with a 15-year-old.
Right. right. And one thing, criminals are criminals because they don't obey laws.
Yeah, I know.
And their gun laws aren't going to do a darn thing except reduce the ability of law-abiding people.
I understand. I don't want to get into this argument because we argue this thing. I mean, we all understand that. We understand that. But Tom, we're talking about 15-year-olds being arrested for smuggling a submachine gun into New York State. I mean, we are in massive trouble. We can talk gun laws. I mean, why waste our time? What is going on here?
The Mac I had for a while. I had a Mac 11, not a Mac 10, and that was a semi-automatic. But the Mac 10s made by Anchor Manufacturing down in Atlanta were had selective fire, and if you could also what they call file the sear, which detains the firing pin and the firing apparatus very easily to turn it into a submachine gun, and it's and those fired so fast. You remember seeing Elliot Ness.
Yeah.
Well,
that's what I was just going to compare this to. This is like the mob wars and the untouchables of the 20s and 30s. What we're dealing with right now.
They fired about half the speed of a Mac 10.
Wow.
Oh yeah. It was just like you had a stream of lead coming out of these things.
Yeah.
And the manufacturer of those were discontinued. And also, I believe the Mac 11 was discontinued because, first, it was a crappy gun, and it was just something nobody wanted to have. But the solution is enforce the laws that we've got.
Yeah, I know. I listen, but think about this again, Tom. I don't mean to sway you away from this, but this is not a 30-year-old with a gun that got arrested for using a gun improperly. We're dealing with children. So there are already many laws on the books that prevent a 15-year-old from obtaining a machine gun.
Yeah.
And then a whole boatload of weapons. So, all right, Tom, I'm going to try to move on from this.
Thank you for the time.
Thank you for the time, and you're absolutely correct. I get it all, and I'm with you. I just don't know what we're doing when we're shooting up people. And the shooters are 15 years old.
And the victims are 15,
16 years old. All right, Tom, thank you. Have a wonderful day. Love that sound. Someday that sound will be gone, so enjoy it while you're here.
Yeah, really, seriously.
The busy signal. I have a bunch of comments here. You, Andrew, mentioning how cold it was in Florida. Joe Joseph, the worst winter in Florida in my 13 winters here. Greeley up and rolling this morning. It's 46 down here this morning.
Good morning, Greeley.
Was colder yesterday. The problem is a common denominator. This is what we're talking about. In these cases, this is fatherless boys. Boys, as you alluded to, are stupid. Remember, imagine not having a dad in the house to put their foot up your ass when you needed it. How do we fix that problem? ? And his answer is, I don't know. And I don't know that any of us know the answer to this.
And the extension of that point is that if there is no father, and again, I'm not a parent, so I can't really speak, and I shouldn't, but maybe it's off of Greeley's point, who takes the role of the father if there is none? And then that example, if that example is not a solid one, that's who's kind of raising and training and putting the mentality of life into the individual.
And to be honest with you, I got to tell you, I don't know that it's all. There are a lot of single moms out there who are doing an incredible job, right? So I don't know the answer. Jeff on the issue, and we lost you, Jeff. Sorry. Oh, Jeff, you called just so I could hear that busy signal. Maybe I got him back. Is that you, Jeff? Oh, that signal, too. You won't hear that
He's
one.
He's throwing them all at you today.
Maybe that's going to be eliminated, too. Someday you'll never hear that sound. About the cold down there, Donna, smuggled on transport ships up the Hudson through St. Lawrence. There's a port at Oswego, then goes through the Great Lakes, reaches Chicago, Detroit, etc. Has anyone even thought of this? I would hope. But probably not, I would hope. Mike this morning, I do like the idea of more of an individual seat at the Dome. No fun to sit next to that heavy-set gentleman, no offense needed here, no offense intended, that is invading your space. Unfortunately, the way the obesity problem is, it's getting more and more difficult for those people. I guess that's true. For some reason, they no longer want to call them gangs in New York, but instead affinity groups. Unsure what the difference is if they seem to be doing the same stuff.
Have they? I've never heard that term.
An
before.
Affinity group, I guess. And perhaps the next step will be we'll just call them clubs. Where's George Carlin when you need him? And that is people commenting here this morning. There's a lot to talk about. But again, a 16-year-old, homicide number 2, a 16-year-old. What are we doing, and how in the world do we fix a problem like this?
In a whole other different part of the city, right? So originally we talked to Lieutenant Curley thinking, because there was an incident at the end of last year where there were young individuals in one section of the city, so maybe it was connected. And then, we had kind of asked the question about the 15-year-old victim who was the first homicide, was kind of shot and killed in that area. But now this is on a whole other section of the city.
I'm afraid
so I don't know that has
any
bearing of it.
The days of thinking west, east, north, south mean anything anymore. I don't think it really does.
No.
You're a 15-year-old has as much access to the east side as they do the west side.
Clearly.
These kids are clearly running around and oftentimes shooting from the window of a car. Jim, what do you think? Good morning. Hi, Jim. Oh, boy.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm just calling because isn't it kind of odd that we can allow children to have transgender surgery at 13, 14 years old, but we can't convict them of a felony? Carrying a weapon like that at 13, 14 years old?
I'm so confused by your correlation between the two and your idiotic statement. I don't know how to respond to that, Jim. I mean, Jim, first of all, you should know enough to turn your freaking radio down. Okay, that's part number 1.
Yeah, right.
All right?
How long you been listening to radio?
Number 2, the number, and here's the thing about this whole transgender issue. Number 2, less than 0.5% of people in the United States are dealing with the transgender issue. We're spending an awful lot of time on this. And don't we all agree that whatever is going on medically with a parent's child should be between the parent, the child, and their doctor, not Jim from East Utica? I don't know, Jim. Maybe I think we should rely on you and bring you into every case. Maybe you could be a pediatric consultant. That'd be really nice. But as for 13-year-olds getting transgender surgeries, I don't know of a single case where that has happened. And I'm sure there may be a few cases where maybe it's happened somewhere, but it happens more on the radio than it does anywhere else in political talk. Got a break. Hold on tight. 6:47. Davey, book me an appointment with Jim later. I've been having some back issues, and I think this is the guy to go to. 6:47 at WIBX.
This station is brought to you by Tallman's Tire, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
Ready for a smoother, safer ride? Look to Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, your trusted tire experts. Tallman's and their professional staff is there for answers, advice, and quality tires at a great price. And right now, Tallman's, when you purchase 4 Summit tires, you'll get installation, mounting, and balancing absolutely free. Summit tires are great quality and your best value in Central New York. And free installation when you purchase 4 tires is an amazing deal. Don't miss out. This offer ends January 31st, 2024. Visit Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer. Online at tallmanstire.com.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard. Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun.
Fun isn't hard.
Right. Babbel's interactive lessons, podcasts, games, and more make it fun and engaging, so you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life. You can choose from topics like travel, business, relationships, and more. You'll learn what matters most to you. Plus, Babbel's lessons are designed to get you speaking right away. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations.
Just 3 weeks? Even better.
Since Babbel's lessons are designed by language experts and voiced by real native speakers, you'll get the accents just right and be able to carry on conversations with confidence.
Learning a language with Babbel doesn't take long.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard.
It's perfect.
Start learning a new language today. Go to Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Adirondack Home Furniture wants to help transform your home in the new year. Their pieces have timeless design and incredible craftsmanship. Their furniture is the type of furniture that gets passed down from generation to generation. For over 45 years, Adirondack Home Furniture has been providing quality and comfort to Central New York. From American-made pieces to top designers, they have everything you need for any space. Whether you're looking to redo your living room, dining room, bedroom, kids' rooms, or just looking for some pieces to pull the look together, like quality lamps, rugs, and pictures, Adirondack Home Furniture is the place to shop. Adirondack Home Furniture has non-commissioned salespeople, which means you enjoy a relaxing, low-pressure shopping experience. They also pride themselves on their unmatched customer service and attention to detail. Stop into Adirondack Home Furniture today and transform your home for the new year. Riverside Center in North Utica, or go to AdirondackHomeFurniture.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Why get an updated COVID vaccine? If you're 65 or older, a COVID vaccine can keep you out of the hospital. And if you have heart disease, a COVID vaccine can help you stay healthy. With COPD or other lung diseases, getting a COVID vaccine can keep you off a ventilator. Anyone can get severely ill from COVID. But some people are more at risk. Know your risk and make sure you're up to date on your COVID vaccine. A message from the New York State Health Department.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
We have much more to do than, but you know what? This is what happens. You get a breaking news story, and it completely consumes you.
We also welcome calls all the time.
Yeah,
you may
wanna
vehemently disagree, but
well, and listen, for God's sakes, turn your radio down if you call in.
I know.
If you
Tom,
if
you
you're watching
too.
on,
You should know.
Tom, you always have your radio on. Turn it down, man, because you can't hear us. We can't hear you. We hear us coming back from 5 seconds previously, or 7, whatever it is. A few other comments. I really think you need to keep the redhead as part of the show. I'm sad to see her gone, Lance and Lee.
Lance.
Oh, Megan. You're talking about Megan. Yeah. Okay, yeah. EZ and Alien. The answer in New York City is the New York City answer. Giuliani, his method of stop, frisk, arrest, do not release all these people with illegal guns and drugs. Put some teeth back into the law enforcement. Stop the liberal mentalities. John in Deerfield, it's not legal to purchase a firearm in another state to bypass your home state law. Again, nobody's following laws here.
Right. It's not an issue of some loophole.
So there are no more. I don't believe there are any more laws you're going to pass that are going to do anything with this situation. And then, Matt, I don't think there's a way to fix this problem. We will always have evil guiding the innocent. And that is a really, Matt, I say that's a really good way of putting it. Remember, these are children. They're being guided by someone. And it may be their own urges or getting caught up in this I can't even figure it out. You'd have to live in that life to understand it.
If it's all you ever know.
But to say that evil guiding the innocent, I think it's a great way to describe this.
If you don't know any better and you grow, and again, this is something we talked to Miss Patterson about the last week. If it's all you know, right? If it's all you're exposed to, if it's something that's part of, unfortunately, your individual culture, what you're surrounded by.
Well, if that culture includes you get street credibility, when you do something like this.
And the people you spend time with and are kind of
Yeah.
reared by.
Right. They revere you for what you have done. I don't know what's going on. I have no idea. But you can assume that that's probably what's happening, right? Tom, same Tom or different Tom? Good morning.
Different Tom, Bill. How you doing?
Oh, yeah,
Hi,
his
Tom.
radio's not on. Okay.
Good morning. That's right. Hi, Tom.
Yeah, no, my radio's off.
Thank
I'm
you,
actually
sir.
driving. I actively work in law enforcement now, and you ask a good question, Bill. What can we do
Yeah.
with these 14, 15, 16-year-olds? And basically, it starts at home.
It does, yeah.
And the trouble is, I spend time in courtrooms and with the bail reform acts and stuff that they have now, and I've sat there. And I tell people, if you want to see what's really going on in the court systems, go into Oneida County Court and just sit there and watch a day that's going on. And I've been there with those in custody with gun violations, and this is less than a month ago, maybe a little more than a month ago, with an illegal firearm with no had no numbers on it.
Mm-hmm.
The weapon had been defaced.
Yep.
Now this wasn't a minor, but it goes across, and you watch the DA or the assistant DAs and the attorneys, the appointed attorneys, and that person walks out of the courtroom that day with a bail set for $1.
Yeah. Yeah, Tom, is this because this is it? It seems like the problem is this is beginning to become our new normal.
And like you said, it's terrible when you've got 14 and 16-year-old, and even as low as 12-year-old on the streets at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. And you have to ask yourself, and we do ask, and we ask all the time, is what do we do?
Yeah.
And it needs to be put out. Parents need to be held more accountable for where their children are at all hours of the night. But the trouble is, there isn't a father in the scene. There isn't a mother in the scene.
Yeah.
Maybe the grandfather, the grandparents. And we can law everything to death. We can, and you talk to these activists that, oh, you can't take this, you can't do this. I'm pro gun, but I'm also pro laws are in place.
Yeah.
We need to enforce the laws. The police force does their job enforcing the laws, but when it gets to the court system, they get flopped on $1 bail, and these guys don't come back. They get arraigned, they get $1 bail, and they don't come back.
Do you think right? And by the way, can you? They have no life at home. They have nothing. There's no opportunity in their lives. At least that's how they feel. And they're going to come back to get punished? I don't think so.
And
that's not going to happen.
Right.
And the courts are already in.
And that's.
Go ahead. Tom.
You almost need this. It'd be good to see. You see, like, what goes on in Chicago. You take Chicago, the gun capital of the world. There's stuff that goes on that never even makes the news there. But these groups, there's these good Samaritans out there that are trying to start these groups for younger kids to have them playing ball or doing something with a father figure or a mother figure, somebody who will kind of stand by them and, I don't know, protect them, so to speak.
Yeah. Well, I think that's starting to happen here. There's a group here that seems to be through
ICANN or kids. It's ICANN now.
That's really, I think, trying and making. I think the schools are trying. I think the police departments are trying. But I think, Tom, the one thing here as we sit here in January of 2024, we better find a way to get a hold of this. Because I feel like 5 years down the road after New Year's, the story is going to be much worse if we don't begin to correct this problem now.
Yeah, this is nothing but the lava seeking out of the cracks right now. The volcano has not erupted, and it's gonna.
Tom, I thank you for your service. Thank you so much for what you do.
All right, thanks. Have a good day, guys.
Have a great day.
And then there's 2 points here. Getting back to what Tom was talking about, is there's almost a way of that it becomes a way that they know they can beat the system. A quick example, just I know somebody was going through an eviction recently, and another person that was in court during the time of their eviction was basically saying, see, I knew that we'd be able to get away with this because of this, that, X, Y, and Z, right? So it's almost like you're passing on the behavior of, well, look, if you do this, there's this kind of loophole or
But that,
the thing
Andrew,
you can get
the
out
problem there is that is a result of something else. You don't get to that point. It takes an awful lot to get to that point where you're willing. You have to be willing to pull a gun, point it at a human being, and pull a gun.
Right.
Where there is the problem. So we can do all we want to put Band-Aids on this and try to fix it afterwards. We have to, right? I mean, people should go to jail for this.
Yeah.
But at some point, we've got to figure out what is the root cause, how do we stop it, and we do not seem to be making any progress, and this is a terrible way to start off a new year. Lance and Lee, like psychiatrists, home New York State has either closed or downsized many youth detention centers. Now the governor's proposing to close a few more. Buckle up, things are only going to get worse. And, you wonder why you see so many people on the streets right now that are asking for money at every turn. We've closed down all the mental facilities that these people used to be sent to, and there's no place to send them anymore. So they're out on the streets. And, wow. Great way to start off a Thursday. I feel so good about everything today. I feel good. We have news coming up straight ahead.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX 950 Utica, Rome, W295DI Utica, Rome, your news, talk, and sports leader, a Town Square media station.
The U.S. goes on the attack again in Yemen. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, targeting Houthi militants for the fourth time in less than a week after another American ship was hit near the Red Sea, causing a fire and damage.
We are going to continue to work with our partners in the region to prevent those attacks or deter those attacks.
Major General Pat Ryder at the Pentagon, hours after the U.S. redesignated the Iran-backed Houthis a terror group for all the recent attacks disrupting shipping. Iran's also been busy launching attacks this week in Iraq and Syria and Pakistan, which has retaliated.
These strikes by Pakistan's Air Force allegedly targeted militant hideouts, much like Iran said after its own airstrikes yesterday. It appears the two countries are targeting separate groups they accuse the other of harboring. Iran state TV says at least 7 people died in Pakistan's attack.
That's Fox's Jonathan Savage. A bad weather disaster in Portland, Oregon. A power line fell onto a car in an ice storm, killing 3 people and injuring a baby. It's 5 days now before the New Hampshire Republican primary. Nikki Haley says,
we're focused on Trump. That's all we're focused on. DeSantis, I forgot about him the second he left New Hampshire.
He is a distant third in the polls there.
DeSantis moved a majority of his campaign staff to South Carolina, Haley's home state, insisting a loss there will deliver a knockout blow to Haley's campaign, though DeSantis tells Fox he's not skipping New Hampshire.
Fox's Brian Yenna's former President Trump with double-digit leads in most polls campaigned there again last night after he again went to court in New York.
It's a totally rigged deal. This whole thing is rigged. Election interference.
Talking about the civil defamation trial, the judge threatened to remove him from, admonishing the former president for muttering witch hunt and disgrace during E. Jean Carroll's testimony. The author has sued him again for more damages after already winning her first case, alleging he defamed her, denying allegations of sexual abuse decades ago. The former president won't be there today, instead going to his mother-in-law's funeral. America's listening to Fox News.
Don't let everyday aches and pains keep you from living your best life.
I don't think I really understood what people meant when they talked about pain until I started feeling it myself.
Start feeling better every day with Relief Factor, a daily supplement designed to support your body's fight against aches and pains.
Not only do I move better without pain, I just feel better.
Created by doctors, Relief Factor uses a unique formula of natural ingredients that target 4 metabolic pathways to address pain. Relief Factor doesn't just mask aches and pains, it helps reduce or even eliminate them.
Today, I do the things I love, and it doesn't occur to me to think about pain.
You can feel the difference all day, every day.
Join the over 1 million people who have tried Relief Factor's 3-week Quick Start Kit. It's only $19.95. Visit ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF. That's 1-800-4RELIEF. And feel the difference of Relief Factor.
Good morning. WIBX 950 News Time, 7:03. I'm Andrew Derminio. It is 17 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. It won't get much higher than that today. Your full weather forecast is coming up. This update brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. Utica police are investigating the city's second homicide of the year, and unfortunately, the victim, another teenager, 16-year-old child, has been killed. Utica police say they are still on the scene of a shooting homicide that occurred on the 1100 block of Smith Place. We have reached out to Lieutenant Mike Curley of the UPD and are awaiting information. Understandably, he is probably busy, but we will get full details as soon as we are able to receive them ourselves. Just a tragic incident, a 16-year-old killed in the city of Utica last night. There is a brand new information on a fox that recently attacked 4 people in Oneida County. According to authorities, the animal has tested positive for rabies. The attacks happened in Rome, between the area of the Mohawk River and Black River Boulevard. The fox was later found and euthanized, and the impacted individuals are being treated. Officials are urging the public to stay away from any animal that is acting strangely and to keep their pets up to date on vaccinations. Governor Hochul is making it easier for schools to address the ongoing shortage of bus drivers in New York State. She's instructed the DMV to implement a waiver that allows driver applicants to skip the engine compartment component part of a license test. That will allow people to get their commercial license quicker so they can get out on the road. Hochul says transportation and care for children is vital, and this change will encourage more folks to become bus drivers. Syracuse University has set a timeline for an upcoming reseating project at the JMA Wireless Dome. It is expected to begin this summer and finish before the start of football season. The plan calls for the installation of seats that have chairbacks, and as a result, the overall capacity at the stadium will decline by 7,000 for football and 5,000 for basketball. Season tickets for both sports will be available next month. And I have to tell you, Bill, as I was getting off the plane in Syracuse and walking to the baggage claim, they had a huge Fran Brown Syracuse football poster there in the, in the airport.
We saw that there. And they're all, I mean, they basically, SU Sports really owns the airport. They're all over the airport. Yeah.
Yep. So definitely.
How quickly, I got to tell you something. It was unbelievable how quickly Autry was up on those signs and Boeheim was out. It was it was like, I don't know, a week later we were at the airport after Boeheim, that press conference, and where he ultimately exited. That next week they already had signage.
It's almost like they had the Autry poster behind it.
We were ready
waiting
to go.
for it to come down.
Rip it down. Rip down the Boeheim.
And the death toll following a house fire in Camillus earlier this week has risen to 2. On Tuesday, crews were called to battle the blaze at a residence on Mansfield Drive, and one of the victims, 71-year-old Constance Johnson, was pronounced dead at the scene. Her husband, 77-year-old Anthony Johnson, was taken to a nearby hospital in critical condition, but later died of his injuries. No one was injured, and the cause of the fire is still under investigation. No one else was injured. It is 7:06. Your weather forecast is according to Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint.
I'm Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint in the WIBX Weather Center. Today, mostly cloudy area-wide light snow developing by afternoon. Fresh 1 to 2 inches for most. Heavy lake effect snow continues north, a high of 25. Tonight, area-wide light snow and lake effect snow at times, another 1 to 2 inches for most, a low of 14. And tomorrow, periods of light snow, another few inches likely, a high of 23. For more on your local forecast, tune to Eyewitness News at 6 on WTR. I'm meteorologist Craig Flint on WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM.
17 degrees under mostly cloudy skies at 7:07. In sports, several Buffalo Bills players are still recovering from injuries. They had a rough injury day in their win against the Steelers, but several may not be available for this weekend's big showdown with the Kansas City Chiefs. Among the players who were not available for yesterday's walkthrough practice included Gabe Davis, Christian Benford, Sam Martin, and Taylor Rapp. Head coach Sean McDermott has not said if any of them are going to be available to help Buffalo battle the reigning Super Bowl champs. Kickoff Sunday is set for 6:30 p.m. at Highmark Stadium. Despite the butt-whooping my Green Bay Packers gave the Dallas Cowboys, the Cowboys will not be making a head coaching change this offseason. ESPN reports Dallas head coach Mike McCarthy will return to the team for the 2024 season. McCarthy is entering the final year of his contract after leading the Cowboys to their third straight playoff appearance. and it's the third year in a row they ended the regular season with a 12-5 record. The 60-year-old has led the Cowboys to a combined 42-25 record in his 4 seasons in Dallas. McCarthy's job became a hot topic when Dallas fell to 1-3 in the playoffs under his leadership following that loss to Green Bay.
I think this only becomes a head-scratcher because we didn't expect Jerry Jones to act level-headed like.
Right.
I think it's the right move. I don't think it's a good idea to get rid of him, but you got to make some changes and figure out. You got to put people in that can close the door.
Yeah.
They
were
find
phenomenal all year, and then it's usually pretty common. January, they just fall off.
Yeah.
Speaking of that division, which is always crazy, and there's a lot of stories, maybe because of the major media markets that the teams are in, the NFC East, Philadelphia Eagles star Jason Kelce isn't officially retired just yet. On his New Heights podcast with his brother Travis, Jason said, when the time comes to announce what's happening in the future, it will be done in a way that's definitive. Following the Eagles' playoff loss to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, reports said Jason told his teammates his playing days were over. He said he feels like there's too much emotion after a game like that to make any such decision. Jason said he did address his teammates and told them to cherish the moments you have in this league. Bill, I have to tell you, sports brought to you by Revive Softwave Therapy on Genesee Street in Utica. We had Dr. Tim Delmedico in last week, and he was telling us all about what can be treated with this non-invasive, non-anesthesia or numbing creams needed, no side effects, same-day procedure, and it's long-lasting. If you have knee pain, back pain, plantar fasciitis, stress fractures, overuse injuries, even neuropathy, elbow pain, whatever you're ailed with, this treatment can help. It's got a 90% success rate. How does it work? High-speed sound waves stimulate blood flow and stem cells to the affected area, and it promotes natural healing. It's a technology that was developed in Germany, and it's made its way to Genesee Street in Utica with Revive Softwave Therapy. It's softwave tissue regeneration technology, and it's an incredible advancement, and it's offered right here in Utica. If you've exhausted other options in pursuit of relief, and you're sick of the injections, the pills, and you want to try to avoid surgery, it is possible with Revive Softwave Therapy. Don't let pain dictate your life when there's a solution available. You can reach out to Dr. Tim Delmedico. His number is 315-725-8427, or it's very easy to visit the website. It's simple, reviveutica.com. You'll see videos, testimonials. You can see how the treatment's done. Again, this treatment that's got a 90% success rate is available in Utica. Just go to the website, reviveutica.com, to reclaim a life free from debilitating pain. Take that step towards a pain-free future today. It's reviveutica.com.
All right, up on our website, WIBX950.com, you can check out the Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers Wanted Person of the Week. And there's also a story up there, and we'll do that coming up about 7:30 this morning, with Detective Riolo from Rome PD. There's also a story up there that we're reaching the point where the final Best Buy date is coming up on Grandma Brown beans. Because they've not been produced in so long. The, quote, Best Buy date is, the one I'm seeing right now is 2/23/24. So now, these are recommendations.
Yeah, because
you could go a year after that and you could still do it. It's just not. They say it's going to be at its freshest. It's not going to be unsafe for you to eat if you were to eat it in the summertime. So the Best Buy thing is just a recommendation. I pay no attention
for me.
to it.
If it's if it's that day, it's in the trash.
I
am very afraid of foodborne illness.
But you're not going to get a foodborne illness.
I know, but it's a mentality thing.
You can do whatever you're going to do. Good for you. Anyway, listen to this. They're selling. I found a bunch of them on eBay, and I was thinking about buying it. So for $100, you would get 5 3-pound cans.
Did we not give away a can of Grandma Brown beans?
We had that. It was donated because of last year's toy drive. So they're 54-ounce cans. You'd get 5 of them for $100.
Wow.
You know, this might be the end of Grandma Brown's. There may be no Grandma Brown's ever again. I'd give them to my mother and be like, please, all summer long, let's do baked beans all summer. All right?
Make them and freeze them.
So then I looked. Oh, no, I'm sorry. They're asking $100 for one can. There's a bid that ends on Sunday here. Grandma Brown baked beans, a 22-ounce can. $20 is where the bidding is right now. There's no buy it now price. Here's one that's up to, you can buy it brand new. It is a 22-ounce can, $55. These people are nuts. $50 here. You can get a big can, one of the big ones, the 3-pound can for $135. I mean, these people are just, they're not selling, right? Is it worth it to spend $100 on a can?
I hate to say this. No offense to Grandma Brown, but there are dozens of other options for baked beans in the grocery store.
They're different, though. They are different. I'm just telling you, they are different. Gene in Rome. Hi, Gene. Good morning. You're on. That's funny. Hi, Gene.
Hi, Gene.
Did you brush your teeth? Hi, Gene. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Well, hello, Bill.
Gene, you sound like Stefan.
Good question. What's going on? What's going on there, Stefan? Good morning.
Well, yesterday the New York Mets came out with some big news, which was about Dwight Gooden and Darryl Strawberry.
Yeah.
And April 14th, the Mets are retiring Dwight Gooden's number 16,
yeah.
And on June 1st, the Mets are retiring Darryl Strawberry's number 18.
I got to tell you, if I'm Dwight Gooden, I would be like, that's really nice that you're doing this, but why does Strawberry get a June date and you're putting me in April in New York when it might still be snowing? That's what I'd like to know. Give me a break.
Well,
right.
There's probably some reasons for that.
There might be some reasons there. So, all right, good stuff, Stefan. I thought that was really good. And, of course, the Bills, another win. Big game. It's going to be a tough one to get through Kansas City this weekend.
I think the pressure is on Kansas City. They got to go on the road and do what they have to do, and I think the Bills are going to pull it out.
All right, I hope so. All right, Stephen, you have a great day. Stay warm out there.
Okay, thanks, Bill.
Mike says, I think to make Sunday's Bills game complete, the Bills annihilate the Chiefs, and at the end of the game, Taylor Swift announces she's dumping Travis Kelce for Josh Allen. I have a whole story about Josh Allen's new girlfriend. She's apparently a singer and an actress. She's new. His girlfriend right up until about the springtime, Davey.
She's smoking.
She's very attractive, and
Haley
she used to hang with Taylor Swift.
Haley is her name.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
She's like one of those. She's in the Swiftie posse from 10 years ago. Maybe not today. Mike says, I keep checking the OD and the Sentinel for the obituary for Grandma Brown. Nothing there. Haven't been able to find it anywhere. Got a break. Coming up, Oscar, a bunch of stuff happening at the Capitol Theater in Rome. Rick E. Lewis makes his way into the studio. That includes Davey, Pricilla.
Yeah,
Elvis's
wife.
Coming this weekend to the Capitol Theater. We'll get to it coming up next, 7:17 at WIBX.
At Destination Kia of Utica, get more for $24.
That's right. Buy a new or certified pre-owned Kia and go home with a 50-inch smart TV in your trunk.
I think we should call it Trunkovision.
Yeah, maybe not.
Bummer.
And don't forget, Kia has an industry-leading 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty.
And we have a giant selection of all-wheel drives.
Whether it's our rugged SUVs, like the 2024 Kia Seltos, or the 2024 Kia Telluride.
Or all-wheel drive hybrids, like the 2023 Kia Sportage Hybrid that gets 44 miles per gallon highway.
With over 250 new Kias, we've got the Kia for you.
It's Trunkovision. Drive home with your new Kia and a snazzy 50-inch TV. Now that's kooky.
So go kooky for Kia at Destination Kia of Utica. Puppies and babies not included.
Prior orders excluded. EPE ratings. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See Kia.com or retailer for details. TV retail value $300. Offer expires 1/31/24.
Do you miss the simplicity and reliability of a landline?
With a landline service, conversations were never cut off because your internet stopped working.
Your grandkids couldn't lose your home phone on some playground.
Now landlines are back and better than ever with Community Phone. Community Phone offers home phone service starting at just $39 a month. And today, get 50% off your first month when you call 1-866-348-3867. With Community Phone, there are no contracts, no internet needed, no complicated wiring. A classic landline, but with the latest upgrades like caller ID, voicemail, spam call blocking, unlimited nationwide calls, and more. And the phone works even if the power goes out. You can even keep your own phone number or get a new one. You can set up your home phone service with Community Phone in 30 seconds, all by yourself. Today, get 50% off your first month when you call 1-866-348-3867. Call 1-866-348-3867 today to get 50% off. 1-866-348-3867.
It seems like everywhere you look right now, someone is sick. This year, prepare your family for airborne invaders like bacteria, pollen, and yes, germs with Navage Nasal Care. Navage flushes ultra-pure, refreshing saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out of the other nostril. Navage sucks out viruses, dust, and other airborne particles, all the stuff that gets trapped in your nose, making you miserable. Don't get caught empty-handed this winter. Get Navage, the drug-free solution. Even better, Navage is HSA FSA eligible. So Navage is a great way to spend those funds before they expire. Don't wait a minute longer. Buy Navage today and you'll breathe easier knowing you're putting your funds to good use. Navage is available online at Navage.com or Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Oneida County Department of Family and Community Services has immediate openings for program nurses starting at over $59,000. Nurses work a 35-hour work week conducting patient screenings and home health assessments. And the civil service exam fee is waived for 2024. Apply now at OneidaCountyJobs.com.
At Mattress Express, get a queen flex head bed with adjustable base and a set of sheets for $14.99. Qualified buyers get no money down and up to 60 months to pay. A flex head bed is where each head goes up and down independently, but it's still one solid mattress. See store for details.
We're rolling out store-wide savings this Labor Day at the Home Depot. Like up to $15 off Scott's Winter Guard Turf Builder. Because long weekends are all about getting outside, putting down roots for the fall, and feeding a lawn you can enjoy all year round. Shop Labor Day savings at the Home Depot and get up to $15 off Scott's Winter Guard Turf Builder. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Hello, everyone in Central New York. This is Dave Letterman, your old TV pal. Remember me? I'm supposed to say something witty and funny here about Bill Keeler, but I've got nothing. Ever see a picture of this guy? That's a joke in itself. Anyhow, here's Keeler on WIBX.
Okay. Well, listen, Mark Bodler was your guest host yesterday morning, Andrew.
He did a good job from what I heard.
And he, along with Rocky Fiato, are putting on this event, and it'll happen at the end of the month, the 28th of January. From 1 till 5, it is Divisional Championship Day. We're hoping the Bills are a part of that day, but
conference.
They do
right?
conference championship. Sorry, they do an awesome tailgate party for that.
Yes,
and it's the last game. It's the last win before the Super Bowl. You come out 1 till 5. It's $25. Includes your first drink and food and the whole deal. Each year they put on an amazingly entertaining commercial. Here is Rock Fiato and Mark Butler performing with their latest submission. Here we go.
Rocky, buddy, what's wrong? You look kind of down.
Oh, I always get this way when the season's over.
Don't worry about it. A lot of people get depressed when the Christmas season's over.
Christmas? Humbug, I say. Christmas is just a way for other people to make money. I'm talking about the end of the football season.
Oh, I'm sorry, Rock. So what can we do to cheer you up?
Well, a party's always nice. You know, how about during the NFL championship games on Sunday, January 28th?
Hey, that's a great idea. We could do it at the Waterfront Grill in Herkimer. We can invite our friends and have sponsors, have a buffet, music, drinks, prize drawings, and we could call it a tailgate party.
Now you're getting me into the spirit of the season. We could charge $25 per person and donate all our proceeds to local charities. We can put the fun back into fundraising.
Feeling better, Rock?
I always do when I can give money away. In fact, I'm feeling so giddy, I'm buying everyone their first drink.
Well, it's Conference Championship Sunday, January 28th at the Waterfront Grill. 1 till 5, the annual tailgate party benefits charities in the area, and it's a great event. Pre-sale tickets available at Waterfront Grill, or buy your tickets at the door. All right, there you go.
Always a good spot.
That's always debatable, but I think they knocked it out of the park this year. Ricky
Agreed.
Lewis would agree, don't you think?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I like that kind of thing. You know,
You do. You totally do. It's like the Christmas show all over again.
Very good performance. I didn't even get to tell you. Very good performance.
Andrew with some comments, and then we'll move on to your big stuff here, Rick. This is big.
So we have John in Deerfield talking about the unfortunate topic we've been discussing this morning with youth violence. He says you don't have to go to Chicago to see it. Rochester is horrible. Wayne saying Grandma Brown beans are just a big can of refried bean or bean mush, overcooked sludge.
Well, Wayne is a cook. Wayne would know.
Yeah,
he's not a cook.
Maybe an unpopular opinion, but that's his. And Mark says I have 2 left. LOL. Cans of beans, $100 each.
Well, listen, put them up on eBay. You never know.
You never know.
You get some crazy person willing to spend that kind of money. $100 a can. It's unbelievable. Rick E. Lewis is with the Capitol Theater and is in this morning. Good morning, Rick.
Hello.
Good morning. All right, let's start with Davey. You have any specific? I want you to ask the first question about Pricilla. Pricilla Presley coming to the Capitol Theater. This is enormous, especially with that movie out.
What is there to ask? Is it she's going to be doing question and answers and telling stories about Elvis, right?
Absolutely.
Well, we are doing a radio show where we kind of ask questions.
Yeah.
We kind of have to.
What are we going to ask?
It's like, why are you here, Rick? We know everything about it. It's in the paper. We'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
Just read
Thanks for coming in.
Read it in the paper. Davey, listen, I got to tell you something. I am fuming here. I lost another $2 in that Diet Pepsi machine.
Yeah, you gave me $2. I went in to put it in. I pressed the button underneath the Pepsi, hit Diet Pepsi, it says sold out.
Well, you're going to have to get something else.
Did you get something?
No.
Well, go get something for yourself then.
Okay.
Because otherwise, it's my $2 sitting in there.
Okay.
Go to anybody.
And you can't even hit return the change thing.
Yeah, because it won't work. It's pressed in.
Yeah, that thing's broken.
Don't they have a bottle of water for $2?
Can you imagine? I mean, it's like this place here is like Woodstock. It's unbelievable. They want $2
It's a
for
constant
water.
reminder.
It's unbelievable. All right, so let's be serious about Pricilla and
this is a great grab.
Well, she's going to be
This
talking
is,
and
yeah.
talking about her times with Elvis, and also I
hope she's prepared because there's going to be some Elvis fans that are going to be some women, especially. They're going to be like,
Oh.
I don't believe what's in that movie. I don't think that's true. I think you lied about what's in that movie.
Well, she's been on tour, so I don't think it's going to be a first time.
It won't be. She'll have gotten it. Yeah.
In fact, earlier this week I was putting together. They have video from their time together
cool.
that they'll be playing also.
That's neat.
In the background there.
Well, you know the days when Elvis was like, it doesn't matter that I'm 19, 20 years old and I'm in the service and you're only 14. Doesn't matter. You're gonna wait around for me. You're gonna wait around for me, baby.
Yeah. Well, the movie Jailhouse Rock. I do believe the movie. He's in jail.
Yeah.
Writing letters to 16-year-old girls.
Well, let's just say it was a different time, right?
Yeah, I guess.
So, but today we call that grooming, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. Anyway, times, tickets. Are there tickets available? This is a great grab.
Yeah, the tickets are available only online. And that's a thing where at the Capitol in particular, shows like these have not really been coming around. And we got a lot of great shows coming up through the course of the several months. And people are like, what do you mean I can't walk up to the box office and just buy them? Well, it's kind of like that. A lot of places you have to go online and buy the tickets.
Yeah, it's the new way.
We have the links to the tickets are on our website.
Okay, all right.
Capital.com.
So do that. You get that, and that is which night again?
That'll be Saturday.
Saturday night at the Capitol Theater in Rome.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you about last Saturday at the Stanley Theater with John Liebing, a memorial to the great John Liebing.
Yeah, that was quite a spectacular. You know, the event was an event in itself, and because it was John, it made it even grander.
Yeah.
But it was a pretty spectacular. A lot of people must have seen the streaming. A couple hundred people saw it in person, and I was there, and I was just shooting behind the scenes stuff and the kinds of things that most people, only have in their memory. So but it was a great night.
Great event. Very sad to see John go, and he a lot of musicians knew him very well and knew his incredible talents.
Yeah, and one thing that you don't think about and you don't realize is he never did anything else.
Yeah,
a lot of people play music and they have another job, and they don't play for a few years and then they go and play.
That's a very good point. That's a very good point.
All he did.
Yep. There are those that are able to kind of pull that off this time, but really very, very, very few that can do that.
Yeah, well, in the 80s. Yeah, you could do that. I mean, I did. I that's all we did. We just played, and then, but today.
Today it's different.
No, you can't do that today.
It's not easy.
Today you hear people say, "Well, it's packed. There were like at least 70 people there."
I know.
Really? That's packed.
But you got to be like, look at a poor Tim. So Justin Smithson and Justin and Sean Smith. When they are going, so think about it. They're working every single day. And basically every single day performing at clubs and bars and then they do the bigger clubs with Showtime on the weekend. At least Justin does. So and even then they it's nice to have a job that delivers health insurance and all of that stuff.
Yeah,
it's a different world.
Yeah, totally different.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing that at the Capitol there's a movie screen, and the movie screen has these giant stacks we have to roll out that play the sound.
Yeah.
And I don't usually do it. So the other day I was pushing one and I said, I can't believe we used to carry all of this stuff in our trucks. And we'd take this into a club and out of a club. Well, of course we had roadies after a while, but still, all of that stuff it took to do a show. Now here's your board. It's a little flat. Oh, it's a tablet. Yeah. And here's your
plug in and Yeah. Very cool, different world. Anyway, that's available. Those videos are available online, right? You can see the Liebing stuff.
Yes, you can see the Liebing stuff.
And basically, you had some of the greatest musicians in the area, and including the musicians from around the country. The guy from Leonard Skinner was here. I mean, you had people playing John's music, in some cases using his instruments.
Yeah, and the thing that I wasn't even thinking about this until I was there for a while, and I realized, wow, they all do cover music.
Yeah.
So they're all sounding like John Liebing.
Yeah, that's amazing.
They're singing like him, and it was kind of.
And then let's see what else you want to hit on.
It's Oscar season, baby.
The Oscar announcement.
Right. Yeah, that's right. We have the Oscar announcement breakfast show that we have. People come down and watch the announcement of the nominations for the Oscars.
All right, and to do it at a theater is kind of cool.
That's at 7:00 in the morning in the cinema, and you know what? If you show up in a bathrobe or pajamas because you're not used to getting up at that time of the morning and watching a movie, having popcorn, you might win something.
Okay.
Yeah, we
also might have somebody say, "Who are you wearing?"
Yes, I'm wearing the LL
This is
Bean
Walmart
pajama.
That's right. What are tickets for that? I mean, how much is that?
Oh, that's an absolutely free.
Okay.
It's absolutely free. There's free coffee from
Wow.
Super Official and free baked goods from Always Sunny Baked Goods.
All right, and the date on that at 7 a.m. is
Tuesday morning.
So next Tuesday, we'll find out the Oscar nominations.
Tuesday, that's the 23rd. You'll be hearing more about the Oscar announcements when it gets closer. But it's really weird. It's these stations have these shows, like for instance, Fox does the Emmys. You don't really hear about it except for, especially Fox.
Yeah.
They don't have that lot of news. And ABC does the Oscars. Barely anywhere else do you hear it except Oscar night. They'll mention it.
Yeah.
But this event.
Do they have a host this year?
Of the Oscars?
I believe they do the Oscars well this year, I think. I thought the Emmys did a great job with that guy. He was.
Oh my gosh,
he was really good.
That was funny. My mom's in there. You gotta.
That was clever. It was different. It was refreshing to finally laugh a little bit at one of those opens.
And you know the threat of being called out probably made people rap.
Absolutely right.
You know they go
because she's tough. She didn't take any crap.
Well, you're getting called out right in the
That's
middle of your. I just want to say one more thing. I want to.
That's enough. That's enough. Move on, honey.
Yeah.
All right, good stuff. You guys are doing a great job of always doing stuff at the Capitol Theater.
You know, it's kind of fun. That's what makes it fun.
It is.
But not just for us, for the people to come on out.
Rick E. Lewis, thank you, man.
Okay.
At 7:34, let's do Habaika's free money question of the day. After that, this is a very interesting story. There is I didn't realize, but there's a local tri-county funeral home association. And I was reading about this on Facebook. And there's one, and I was actually just there for a funeral memorial service for Gary Van, who you worked with, had the pleasure of working with when he worked with us when we were over in the Brock building. Such great memories. But great memories with Gary. Anyway, we were at at this funeral home, which is just outside Little Falls, and they offer a different lineup of memorial services and funeral services, and that could include for people that don't have a lot of money. So there are different options, and cremation as well, and basically you can get a budget funeral there.
Yeah.
And
a lot of people don't take advantage of life insurance, and unfortunately that's a reality.
So for
some.
whatever it is, what it is, and but he Danny Enea is the owner, and I spoke with him yesterday. It seems that the Tri-County Funeral Home Association just rejected him as a member.
Wow.
Because they said he doesn't represent their values.
Wow.
Their
values.
Values.
So value. What does that mean? What does that word value mean to you?
You got higher MSRP.
I got to tell you something. If you want to have people not pay attention to someone offering budget, then you let them into your organization and you just keep plowing
let
forward.
It roll. Yeah.
The moment you say you're not welcome here, it ends up hitting Facebook. People end up getting up in arms, and you've got a ton of comments on Facebook. Yeah. This is not a good look for the Tri-County Funeral Home
Association of America,
whatever the hell it is. And it does not, and apparently all but just a couple of members voted against allowing him in.
Wow, that's something.
They better reconvene a meeting.
I would reconvene. This
is
is not good. Yeah. So we're going to speak to Danny coming up in a second. I had to, I'm like, listen, it's all over Facebook. Just come on and tell your story. Well, I don't want to get into I don't want to be bashing them. I don't want, but I got to tell you, I feel they should reconsider. And I think at this point, I don't think he wants to be in their association.
Yeah.
But
we got to hear about this budget plan that you can
once again, please, before making a decision, call us up here at the station. We'll mull it over here in the studio, and I promise you, we'll give you a far better option than the one you just chose. It should be a
free
service.
PR.
We'll offer a budget service on that. It's $50 for us and a 6-pack of beer and a bottle of vodka. And I'm going to tell you, we'll fix the whole situation for you.
I think in honor of that, we should have a $25 free money question. I mean, you have a budget.
We could. We
budget free money
we
question
have a
here today.
Davey, what is the jackpot this morning? What are we looking at this morning?
$200.
Oh, right off the top of his head. Yeah. Oh, the detective, we're going to take him next. What caller are you looking for here?
Caller 7.
Seventh caller through the phone lines right now. 315-736-0186. Seventh caller. And it's a $200 jackpot this morning. I like it. 315-736-0186 at WIBX. And we'll do that next. Let me do Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers Wanted Person of the Week. On the line right now, he is Detective Shane Riolo of the Rome Police Department. And Detective, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, what do we have a two-time wanted person of the week here.
Oh, yes. Yes, we do. This week's wanted person from Rome Police Department is Robert M. Wilson, date of birth 3/20/89, 34 years old. He's 5'11", 200 pounds. Robert Wilson's wanted by the Rome Police Department for several warrants out of the Rome City Court. First warrant that Wilson's wanted on is an arrest warrant for assault in the second degree, which is a felony, and assault in the third degree from an incident that occurred in April of 2023. Wilson's also wanted on separate arrests warrants for criminal contempt in the first, a felony, endangering the welfare of a child, and harassment second. These charges stem from a domestic that occurred in February of 2023. And he's also wanted for a bench warrant for criminal obstruction of breathing, 2 counts of criminal mischief, fourth, harassment second, and disorderly conduct, which also stemmed from a domestic that occurred in May of 2019. Mr. Wilson was also the wanted person of the week in March of 2023, but he's believed to be back in the Rome area.
Okay. So you may be seeing this person on the streets of Rome here this week. So if you do, Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers, it's easy to make a report. You can call Rome PD as well. And it's all there. Photos and everything up on our website at WIBX950.com. As always, Detective, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Have a great day. Have a great day is what I meant to say. That's Detective Shane Riolo. All right, 7th caller is next on Hobica's free money question of the day. Then we'll talk to Danny Enea in a second. Stand by at WIBX.
This station is brought to you by Tallman's Tire, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
Ready for a smoother, safer ride? Look to Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, your trusted tire experts. Tallman's and their professional staff is there for answers, advice, and quality tires at a great price. And right now, Tallman's, when you purchase 4 Summit tires, you'll get installation, mounting, and balancing absolutely free. Summit tires are great quality and your best value in Central New York. And free installation when you purchase 4 tires is an amazing deal. Don't miss out. This offer ends January 31st, 2024. Visit Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer. Online at tallmanstire.com.
Do you miss the simplicity and reliability of a landline?
With a landline service, conversations were never cut off because your internet stopped working.
Your grandkids couldn't lose your home phone on some playground.
Now landlines are back and better than ever with Community Phone. Community Phone offers home phone service starting at just $39 a month. And today, get 50% off your first month when you call 1-866-348-3867. With Community Phone, there are no contracts, no internet needed, no complicated wiring. A classic landline, but with the latest upgrades like caller ID, voicemail, spam call blocking, unlimited nationwide calls, and more. And the phone works even if the power goes out. You can even keep your own phone number or get a new one. You can set up your home phone service with Community Phone in 30 seconds, all by yourself. Today, get 50% off your first month when you call 1-866-348-3867. Call 1-866-348-3867 today to get 50% off. 1-866-348-3867.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard. Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun.
Fun isn't hard.
Right. Babbel's interactive lessons, podcasts, games, and more make it fun and engaging, so you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life. You can choose from topics like travel, business, relationships, and more. You'll learn what matters most to you. Plus, Babbel's lessons are designed to get you speaking right away. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations.
Just 3 weeks? Even better.
Since Babbel's lessons are designed by language experts and voiced by real native speakers, you'll get the accents just right and be able to carry on conversations with confidence.
Learning a language with Babbel doesn't take long. And with Babbel, it isn't hard. It's perfect.
Start learning a new language today. Go to Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Are you ready for a buying experience like no other? Head to Steve Ponte Chevrolet in Herkimer. They're bursting with inventory. Over 100 brand new Chevys on the lot. Check out the newly redesigned Chevy Trax or power through any terrain with their all-wheel drive Chevy Trailblazer or Chevy Equinox. Looking for something sturdy? Their lot is loaded with Chevy Silverados, the epitome of strength and reliability. And get $6,000 off or take advantage of interest rates rates as low as 1.9%. Steve Ponte Chevy. Find new roads with incredible savings. Visit them on Route 28 in Herkimer or at stevepontechevy.com. See why it's always easy to do business at Steve Ponte Chevy.
$6,000 off 2024 LT or RST Silverado with 2.7-liter engine. Must currently own or lease 2010 or newer Chevy car or truck. $2,500 must trade in 2010 or newer car or truck to eligible model or 1.9% with qualifying credit through GM Financial. One tier, 36 months. Offer ends 1/31/24.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ziprecruiter.com/free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free. ziprecruiter.com/free.
Shop the Red Tag January clearance sale only at Carl's Wholesale Furniture Warehouse, New Hartford Shopping Center, or mycarls.com.
Investing involves risk, including possible loss of principal. Income may be subject to state, local, or alternative minimum tax. Did you know that municipal bonds are a way for investors to support civil projects while earning federally tax-free income? The Erie Canal, which led to the expansion of the United States into the Midwest in the 1800s, was financed with municipal bonds. Are you looking to bridge the gap between the income of your working years and the income needed in retirement? Municipal bonds might provide the solution you're looking for. Henyon & Walsh is a leading specialist in tax-free municipal bonds and has provided investors with quality service and personal attention since 1990. Call now to receive their informative bond guide absolutely free. Dial 1-800-761-9761 to learn how to earn retirement income while keeping your taxes at bay. Just dial 1-800-761-9761 for a copy of their informative bond guide for free. No cost, no obligation. 1-800-761-9761. Henyon & Walsh Inc., member of FINRA and SIPC.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
All righty, the official coffee of the Keeler in the Morning radio program is from Daylight Donuts in the village of New Hartford. If you're looking for the most delicious coffee, it's Seattle's best, and that's what they serve at Daylight Donuts. You can check it out along with their lattes and espressos, but that coffee is so good. And you know, you're not waiting all day in the drive-thru. The drive-thru, in and out, and you're on your way. Locally owned and operated, Chuck Sedella and the entire crew ready to take care of you in 2024 at Daylight Donuts in the village of New Hartford. All right, on the line right now to take advantage of Hobica's free money question of the day, and today it is worth $200 from Joseph and Andrew Hobica for your legal needs, 315-724-1600. And Dan is in New Hartford. Hello, Dan. Good morning.
Good morning, Bill. How are you?
Good. You ready to go?
I am ready to go.
All right. On the line, $200. And here is your question. Lulu Manring is most famous for this. Ready, go.
Throw a guess.
Any guess.
Baking.
Baking would have been close. She was a baker. She was a baker. And she was what we were just talking about. She married a man by the name of Brown, and she ultimately became Grandma Brown.
Oh.
As in Grandma Brown Beans.
Grandma Brown.
Which, by the way, you can buy, as we said a little earlier this morning, you can buy 5 containers for just $150.
Or 2 cans for...
It's unbelievable.
Or 2 cans for $200 for Mark.
It's unbelievable. All right, Dan, we're going to give you the Utica All-in-One Food and Fun card, $25 gift card to Aquavino, Babes 72, Taylor and the Cook, and the Adirondack Bank Center concession stands and the gift shop as well. And Davey, hook him up with Comets tickets if he would like this weekend for tomorrow night's game. If you're available on that, Dan, I'll let you work that out with Davey.
Great.
Thank you, man.
Gentlemen, I appreciate it.
All right, thank you so much. Comets are at home tomorrow night, I should say. Pioneers are at home also, but the game tomorrow, the Pioneers will be at the Nexus Center. And then the Comets, does that mean the Pioneers are home on Saturday night? You have to check on that.
I'll check that out.
I don't know the answer to that. Anyway, the Comets are home at the Odd at the same time the Pioneers are home at the Nexus. I believe all that makes sense. We'll have to figure that out. Okay, we're just talking to you about this was all over Facebook and a lot of people commenting. So this is a Danny Enea is someone that I've known for many years. I've known his family, and he owns a funeral home called Mohawk Valley Funerals and Cremations right outside Little Falls. And I remember when Danny was starting this funeral home, he said, the other states do this, especially in Florida, where they offer a less expensive option for people.
As they should.
And
it's a
you
good
can
thing.
call it a budget option, whatever you want to call it. And he does just that. It's a complete lineup of services. And for families who just can't afford it, you still get to create a moment of dignity for your loved one and for those surviving family members. Just recently, there was a vote that occurred. The Tri-County, I think I have this right, Funeral Home Association, which covers Oneida County, Herkimer County, Madison County, they recently rejected Dan and his funeral home. And Dan is on the line right now to chat about that. And I know you don't want to be adversarial here at all, and I understand that. But it does seem kind of odd that you would be rejected. You are a funeral home. Hi, Dan.
That's right, Bill. Yeah.
So explain, if you could, what happened.
Well, it's important people know, Bill, that, because I offer a lower pricing structure, that doesn't mean I, don't offer the best service around, which I do. I just give people an affordable option, basically. I'm a third-generation funeral director. First of all, my mother's father was a funeral director. My father and brother are funeral directors, and I pride myself in giving good service at a fair price. And I wanted to get back into the Tri-County funeral directors, and I was not able to, become a new member. I found it very disheartening that I was not allowed back in.
So you just randomly alerted people that that's what happened, that if you know somebody on the association,
I did, yeah.
talk to them. And how did the association react to you?
They responded by saying that I was possibly bashing them by posting it on Facebook that I'm not a new member. But that was not what I was trying to do, Bill. I was just trying to let people know I was disheartened about the decision, and that was all.
Yeah, I would find that if you would...
Caught me off guard.
Yeah, I can imagine. Now, the response you've received has been significant on Facebook.
It's amazing. I can't believe the support I've had about it, and I think I'm the only member that has not been voted in. Nobody's told me otherwise. I can't see where anybody else has been denied membership, but maybe there has been.
Yeah. So let me get this straight. Maybe I missed this. You were a member previously, and in the renewal of membership, it was rejected, or is this something new that you wanted to join that you were not allowed into?
I was a member back in the early 2000s, and I was the vice president at one point. And I got out of the association. I started this new venture on my own with a new pricing structure, and I decided to rejoin the association. A couple months ago, I submitted my application, and I was denied membership.
Wow. And you feel that they're denying membership to funeral homes is not something that's overly common? It doesn't happen often.
I was told, exactly. I was told I would have no issues whatsoever to get in the association. I was really caught off guard and hurt. I thought I had a lot of support there, but I guess I do not. That's okay, though.
And Dan, what does the association do?
It's a group of local funeral directors that, have a camaraderie and, speak about local issues going on and, national issues as well and state issues and work together to, provide better services to families as a group. And that's what I'm all about.
Okay, you're located on Route 5, just outside, just past Little Falls. I'm sorry that this happened to you. It doesn't.
That's okay.
It certainly does not seem fair. It certainly is not the way if you're trying to not bring attention to someone, a competitor. This is not the way to do it. In fact, this will really serve as accomplishing the opposite of that.
Yeah, it's going to make people want to support you more.
I would think it would make people want to support you more.
Yeah, it was my idea to work together with everybody to provide better service to families as a group along with them. But apparently I'll just keep chugging away on my own.
So if you could, I'll give you this opportunity to give your pitch. What does Mohawk Valley Funerals and Cremations offer that is the same and different as other funeral homes around the region?
My goal is to provide a great service at a fair price for to work with people's options as far as affordability to make sure that we're able to honor their loved one, while not sacrificing their life savings. And I'm all about transparency, Bill. My price list is right on my website. You can go online, download it. Other directors might be saying I'm hiding prices. They're right there on the general price list. We have to give it out every time somebody asks for one, and it's right on my website. So,
do you think that some people don't know that there is an option out there where, because I have to say there are people who, especially when someone goes and they have not made the proper preparations, where people have to go out and borrow money to be able to create an experience that they feel justifies the love that they have for the person who has passed. Do you think that people are sometimes unaware of what's out there?
I think people are starting to become aware, which is why I was denied membership there, and also why I was up till 3 o'clock this morning working. I think people are starting to become aware of my business. So.
Well, I will say this. I was up at 3 as well, and you were responding to me at 3 o'clock this morning, so there's no...
Thank you for the backup on that, Bill.
I can confirm that. So, all right, Danny, listen, best to you and your family. I go way back with the Enea family and with Danny as well, and we wish you the best. And I was, as a matter of fact, just on Monday, I was at a service at your funeral home. And I feel like it was a really great experience for the family.
And one last thing, Bill, thanks for taking part in every part of Harry's funeral, my brother. We appreciate it.
Danny's brother, Harry Enea, Hard Rock Harry, legendary radio guy throughout the Mohawk Valley and Utica, Rome, and we definitely miss Harry. We really, really do. So.
Thanks a lot, Bill.
All right, Dan, thank you so much.
All right, take care.
All right, have a great day. We'll break at WIBX. Coming up, full forecast. We might be looking at a bit of a winter storm potential, although forecasters seem to be feeling that this is trending a little to the south, and if it does, we may not get anything at all. Buffalo probably will, however. But by Sunday night, what will it look like for the Bills-Chiefs game? We'll give you that coming up on WIBX.
If you love them enough to turn off your music and pretend like their music is your music.
This is Mommy's jam.
Then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Let's play it again.
Check today at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Shop the Red Tag January clearance sale only at Carl's Wholesale Furniture Warehouse, New Hartford Shopping Center, or mycarls.com.
Oneida County Department of Family and Community Services has immediate openings for program nurses, starting at over $59,000. Nurses work a 35-hour work week, conducting patient screenings and home health assessments. And the civil service exam fee is waived for 2024. Apply today at OneidaCountyJobs.com.
For a limited time at Mattress Express, qualified buyers will get 60 months to pay on any purchase $1,500 or higher with no money down. That includes all brands of mattresses in the store and massage chairs. See store for details.
This station is brought to you by Tallman's Tire, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
Adirondack Home Furniture wants to help transform your home in the new year. Their pieces have timeless design and incredible craftsmanship. Their furniture is the type of furniture that gets passed down from generation to generation. For over 45 years, Adirondack Home Furniture has been providing quality and comfort to Central New York. From American-made pieces to top designers, they have everything you need for any space. Whether you're looking to redo your living room, dining room, bedroom, kids' rooms, or just looking for some pieces to pull the look together, like quality lamps, rugs, and pictures, Adirondack Home Furniture is the place to shop. Adirondack Home Furniture has non-commissioned salespeople, which means you enjoy a relaxing, low-pressure shopping experience. They also pride themselves on their unmatched customer service and attention to detail. Stop into Adirondack Home Furniture today and transform your home for the new year. Riverside Center in North Utica, or go to AdirondackHomeFurniture.com.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard.
Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope, and they're fun.
Fun isn't hard.
Right. Babbel's interactive lessons, podcasts, games, and more make it fun and engaging, so you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life. You can choose from topics like travel, business, relationships, and more. You'll learn what matters most to you. Plus, Babbel's lessons are designed to get you speaking right away. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations.
Just 3 weeks? Even better.
Since Babbel's lessons are designed by language experts and voiced by real native speakers, you'll get the accents just right and be able to carry on conversations with confidence.
Learning a language with Babbel doesn't take long.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard.
It's perfect.
Start learning a new language today. Go to Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
WIBX Utica, Rome. It's 8 o'clock.
Targeting Iran and the militants it supports. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. The U.S. and Pakistan have done that. The American military strikes targeted Houthi militants in Yemen for the fourth time in a week.
Launched from U.S. ships and submarines in the Red Sea, the missiles targeted more than a dozen sites in Yemen, according to Pentagon sources. Only hours after a drone attacked and started a fire aboard a U.S.-owned and operated vessel in the Gulf of Aden off Yemen's southwestern coastline. Earlier in the day, the Biden administration labeled the Houthis as a specially designated terrorist group.
That's Fox's Jack Callahan. Pakistan launched airstrikes in Iran, retaliating for Iran's attacks as both countries target militant groups. Iran state TV claims Pakistan's assault killed 7 women and children. We'll get a new report today on the 2022 school shooting in Uvalde, Texas, after a Justice Department review of law enforcement's slow response.
A panel of Texas lawmakers also found that nearly 400 officers responded to the school shooting, though they waited over an hour to confront the attacker. 19 students and 2 teachers were killed. At least 5 officers have lost their jobs.
Fox's Jeff Manasso. Former President Trump will not be in court today in New York, instead going to his mother-in-law's funeral. The day after the judge at his civil defamation trial threatened to remove the former president for muttering witch hunt and disgrace during testimony. In New Hampshire last night, the former president said,
Nikki Haley is counting on Democrats to think of that. She's well, they want to run against her. They're putting a lot of Democrats because they don't want to run against me.
Well, Haley's second in the polls 5 days before the Republican primary, dismissing Ron DeSantis as a non-factor.
He's closer to zero than he is to me in either of these states.
DeSantis fires back, telling Fox
she cannot beat Donald Trump in New Hampshire. And she definitely can't beat him in her home state of South Carolina.
DeSantis will still campaign this weekend in New Hampshire, but has shifted more resources to South Carolina. That primary is next month. America's listening to Fox News.
Don't let everyday aches and pains keep you from living your best life.
I don't think I really understood what people meant when they talked about pain until I started feeling it myself.
Start feeling better every day with Relief Factor, a daily supplement designed to support your body's fight against aches and pains. Not only do I move better without pain, I just feel better.
Created by doctors, Relief Factor uses a unique formula of natural ingredients that target 4 metabolic pathways to address pain. Relief Factor doesn't just mask aches and pains, it helps reduce or even eliminate them.
Today, I do the things I love, and it doesn't occur to me to think about pain.
You can feel the difference all day, every day.
Join the over 1 million people who have tried Relief Factor's 3-week Quick Start Kit. It's only $19.95. Visit ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF. That's 1-800-4RELIEF. And feel the difference of Relief Factor.
Good morning, WIBX 950 News Time. 8:03. I'm Andrew Dominiel. Right now we're at 18 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Your full weather forecast is coming up. This update brought to you by the Stanley Center of the Arts, presenting Standards and Stories with Tony Danza, April 6th, 2024 at 7:30 p.m. Tickets are on sale now through Ticketmaster. Utica police are investigating the city's second homicide of the year and, unfortunately, another victim in their teens. Utica police announcing within the last hour new details on the homicide that occurred at around 9:30 p.m. on the 1100 block of Smith Place last night. Utica police say officials arrived on scene and found a male victim in the roadway suffering a gunshot wound to the head. Utica Fire Department officials immediately transported the victim to the Wynn Hospital for emergent treatment. Despite life-saving efforts, the victim succumbed to their injuries. The devastating aspect of this story is the age of the victim. Utica police say the male who was shot in the head was a 16-year-old resident of the city. The identity of the victim will not be released unless discussions with the family warrant it. As far as the investigation goes, it's being handled by the Major Crimes Unit, and police are asking anyone who lives or has a business in the Upper East Utica or Cornhill area to please review their security systems. If they find anything, please contact Major Crimes or Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers. There is brand new information on a fox that recently attacked 4 people in Oneida County. According to authorities, the animal tested positive for rabies. The attacks happened in Rome between the area of the Mohawk River and Black River Boulevard. The fox was later found and euthanized, and the affected individuals are being treated. Officials are urging the public to stay away from any animal acting strangely and to keep their pets up to date on their vaccinations. Governor Hochul is making it easier for schools to address the ongoing shortage of bus drivers in the state. She's instructed the DMV to implement a waiver that allows driver applicants to skip the engine compartment component aspect of a test. That will allow people to get their commercial license quicker so they can get out on the road. Hochul says transportation and care for children is vital, and this change will encourage more folks to become bus drivers. And Syracuse University has set a timeline for an upcoming reseeding project at the JMA Wireless Dome. It is expected to begin this summer and finish before the start of football season, hopefully. The plan calls for the installation of seats that have chair backs, and as a result, the overall capacity at the stadium will decline by 7,000 for football and 5,000 for basketball. Season tickets for both sports will be available next month. WIBX 950 News Time, 8:06. Your weather forecast is according to Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint, brought to you by the new Destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville.
I'm Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint in the WIBX Weather Center. Today, mostly cloudy, area-wide light snow developing by afternoon. Fresh 1 to 2 inches for most. Heavy lake effect snow continues north, a high of 25. Tonight, area-wide light snow and lake effect snow at times, another 1 to 2 inches for most, a low of 14. And tomorrow, periods of light snow, another few inches likely, a high of 23. For more on your local forecast, tune to Eyewitness News at 6 on WUTR. I'm meteorologist Craig Flint on WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM.
18 degrees, mostly cloudy skies. It's 8:07. Broadcasting from the IBEW 43 local sports desk, several Buffalo Bills players are still recovering from injury ahead of this weekend's big showdown with the Chiefs. Among the players who were not available for yesterday's walkthrough practice include Gabe Davis, Christian Benford, Sam Martin, and Taylor Rapp. Head coach Sean McDermott hasn't said if any of them are going to be available when Buffalo battles the reigning Super Bowl champs. Kickoff Sunday is set for 6:30 p.m. from Highmark Stadium. The Cowboys will not be making a head coaching change this offseason. ESPN reports Dallas head coach Mike McCarthy is returning to the team for the 2024 season. McCarthy is entering the final year of his contract after leading the Cowboys to their third straight playoff appearance. The 60-year-old has led the Cowboys to a combined 42-25 record in his 4 seasons in Dallas. McCarthy's job has become a hot topic when Dallas fell to 1-3 in the playoffs under his leadership, following a disappointing loss to my Green Bay Packers in the NFC wildcard round last week. Philadelphia Eagles star Jason Kelce isn't officially retired yet. On his New Heights podcast with his brother Travis, Jason said when the time comes to announce what's happening in the future, it will be done in a way that's definitive. Following the Eagles' playoff loss to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, reports said Jason told his teammates his playing days were over. He said he feels like there's too much emotion after a game like that to make such a decision. Jason said he did address his teammates and told them to cherish the moments you have while in this league. Bill, I got to tell you, Revive Soft Wave Therapy on Genesee Street in Utica, it's changing people's lives, literally. Just ask anybody who's been there. You can see videos, testimonials at reviveutica.com. Pain can be an unwelcome companion in our lives, and when it's really bad, especially in the knee, the neck, the back, it can literally take over your life. And if you want, you can try a brand new solution. It's Softwave Tissue Regeneration Technology, which is an incredible advancement offered at Revive Softwave Therapy on Genesee Street in Utica. The groundbreaking therapy, as explained by Dr. Tim Delmedico, is a game changer, literally. It's non-invasive. You're free from pills, those regular injections that are oh so costly, and you may be able to avoid surgery. This treatment is so effective, it's even used by NFL teams, the Cleveland Clinic, and the Mayo Clinic. The cutting-edge technology developed in Germany isn't limited to common pain areas. It also addresses neuropathy, plantar fasciitis, carpal tunnel syndrome, and more. It's a 90% success rate, and it works with high-speed sound waves stimulating blood flow and stem cells to the affected area, promoting natural healing. If you've exhausted all other options in pursuit of relief, call Revive Softwave Therapy. Don't let pain dictate your life when there is a solution available. Reach out to Dr. Tim Delmedico. The number is 315-725-8427, 315-725-8427, or it's very easy to reach them at reviveutica.com. That's reviveutica.com. Reclaim a life free from debilitating pain today. Take that step towards a pain-free future.
So I'm going to become the person that just chases down headlines that are fake.
Oh, okay. You're the fake fighter. The fake
headlines.
Fighter.
So let me throw some headlines out there. Let me throw some headlines out there. True or not true? This is a true headline or not true. Stamps, U.S. postage stamps are about to go up in price this weekend.
True.
Oh, yeah, that one is true.
Oh, I was guessing.
Yeah, you're right. No, you're right. That's true. What is it? Malia Obama? How do you say her name?
I think that's right. Sasha and Malia. Yeah.
Malia transforming.
Like that type of
So I'm thinking is one of Obama's kids becoming a boy? Like transgender. So you click on it only to find out, is it real or not?
False.
It's not true. What they said is she changed her hair color.
Oh
She's transforming into a beautiful young woman. Come on.
Gosh.
Pat Sajak tells a contestant to shut up.
True.
Again, this is not true.
Oh.
So, did you see that episode, Davey? Do you ever watch it with your mom? Sit there and like compete with her?
No, she watches her own show at 7 o'clock. I watch my own.
Okay.
I usually flip around.
What shows do you watch with your mom? None?
Just the news at dinner time.
Okay, all right. Do you watch Utica news or Syracuse news?
Well, we watch Utica and Syracuse because we have,
Yeah, both there on the Rome cable. Anyway, here's the story you may have seen. Pat Sajak told a Wheel of Fortune contestant to shut up on Tuesday night's show. Now, if you saw the show or you dig deep to find out, which I did.
There could be a different context of the shut up.
It is.
Yeah, okay.
Completely.
So. Oh, shut up.
I'll give you no, it's not even that. So here's the clip, and you just listen to it. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It shows you people, if they think that Pat Sajak got into a fight with a contestant, everybody's going to click on that. But if it's this and they're doing a story about it, no one's going to click on it. Listen to this.
According to my math, by 200... Oh! You didn't mean that personally. No. Never. According to my math, by $233, you are the winner. $11,900. Shut up! That's been a big phrase lately.
So he said, you're the winner of like $1 million. And she said, shut up! Or shut up! And he's just repeated what she said. Doesn't that? I just get so angry at these things. Here's the other thing I will do. Look very carefully if you find the newspapers love to do this, like the online newspapers. Could be all of them. Any of their sites. We might do it on our site. So it's like a sponsored. Have you seen what Halle Berry looks like today? Shocking.
Yeah.
And then you click on the link, and there'll be 1,000 photos. And if you're lucky, on photo number 999, you'll see a picture
Halle
of
Berry.
Halle Berry looking like Halle Berry. And it's just
there's really no big story
It
there.
is clickbait. You click on it, they're getting money every time you click it. So what I will do, and I think would be a good idea for you, is just take the headline and either retype it or copy it and paste it into a Google search, and it'll pop up what she looks like today. You'll see an actual photo of her.
Yeah, you could do your own research.
Do your own research. Do not click on those. Do not click on those. It is. You know what? If people don't click on them, they will go away. Right, Davey?
Right, Bill.
Don't click on them.
Don't click. Don't click.
There you go. Please isolate that clip for me. I want to use it at a later date. That was good, Davey. There you go. 8:14. I got a break. Coming up, we'll talk to Assemblywoman Marianne Buttenschon. How much spending is coming in New York State to our area, upstate? We'll find out from Marianne in a second. We'll do it next to WIBX.
It's obvious. The unthinkable continues. Most Americans know something very wrong is happening. People in charge keep telling you that everything's fine and to stop noticing. But you know better. That's why self-reliant folks are investing in emergency food storage. You should too. My Patriot Supply, the nation's largest emergency preparedness company, are the ones you can trust. Go to mypatriotsupply.com and secure their best-selling 3-month emergency food kits. Each contains tasty breakfasts, lunches, and dinners averaging over 2,000 calories per day. Save $200 on each 3-month food kit you purchase. My Patriot Supply also sells solar generators, gravity-powered water filters, off-grid room heaters for when the power goes out, heirloom seeds, and survival gear. Order by 3 p.m. and your items ship that same day and arrive quickly on your doorstep in unmarked boxes. Go to mypatriotsupply.com today. Time is running out to prepare for what's coming. mypatriotsupply.com.
Adirondack Home Furniture wants to help transform your home in the new year. Their pieces have timeless design and incredible craftsmanship. Their furniture is the type of furniture that gets passed down from generation to generation. For over 45 years, Adirondack Home Furniture has been providing quality and comfort to Central New York. From American-made pieces to top designers, they have everything you need for any space. Whether you're looking to redo your living room, dining room, bedroom, kids' rooms, or just looking for some pieces to pull the look together, like quality lamps, rugs, and pictures, Adirondack Home Furniture is the place to shop. Adirondack Home Furniture has non-commissioned salespeople, which means you enjoy a relaxing, low-pressure shopping experience. They also pride themselves on their unmatched customer service and attention to detail. Stop into Adirondack Home Furniture today and transform your home for the new year. Riverside Center in North Utica, or go to AdirondackHomeFurniture.com.
Do you miss the simplicity and reliability of a landline?
With a landline service, conversations were never cut off because your internet stopped working.
Your grandkids couldn't lose your home phone on some playground.
Now landlines are back and better than ever with Community Phone. Community Phone offers home phone service starting at just $39 a month. And today, get 50% off your first month when you call 1-866-348-3867. With Community Phone, there are no contracts, no internet needed, no complicated wiring. A classic landline, but with the latest upgrades like caller ID, voicemail, spam call blocking, unlimited nationwide calls, and more. And the phone works even if the power goes out. You can even keep your own phone number or get a new one. You can set up your home phone service with Community Phone in 30 seconds, all by yourself. Today, get 50% off your first month when you call 1-866-348-3867. Call 1-866-348-3867 today to get 50% off. 1-866-348-3867.
Hi, this is Scott Hayes.
And this is Jill Hayes from New York Sash.
You know, honey, the first time you said, never let a window salesperson into your home, I thought you were nuts. But you were right.
Like there was really any doubt.
Seriously, so many people have told us how nice it is to shop in our beautiful showroom, where there's never any high pressure.
Yep, and it's even nicer when we can help people save.
Like right now, buy 2 New York Sash windows and get 1 free.
We get slow during the winter, and we need to stay busy, so you get the best deal we make all year. Buy 2 windows, get 1 free.
Buy 4, get 2 free.
Buy 6 windows, get 3 free. There's no end to the savings.
And there's no need to invite a pushy salesperson into your home. Instead, stop by the New York Sash Idea and Design Center, where you can browse at your convenience.
We're open Monday through Saturday on Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro.
These savings are only available for a limited time, so come in today. And as always,
let our family take care of your family.
If you love them enough to turn off your music and pretend like their music is your music,
this is Mommy's jam.
then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Let's play it again.
Check today at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Get ready for this week's half-off Thursday deal with SeizeTheDeal.com. Score your half-off gift certificate to Villa Verona Vineyard and Bistro today, starting at 8 a.m. Get $50 for $25 with Seize the Deal's half-off Thursday. Villa Verona Vineyard and Bistro. Enjoy fine wine made on the premises in the tasting room, plus great food at the bistro. Just minutes west of New York State Thruway, exit 33 on Route 365 Verona. Get your half-off Thursday gift certificates today from Villa Verona Vineyard and Bistro. Hurry, they sell out fast at SeizeTheDeal.com.
Hey, the number one real estate agency for independent real estate agencies in all of Central New York is River Hills Properties. Number 2 when it comes to the big chain, so that's everybody. River Hills is number 2. That's a great accomplishment for a real estate agency that didn't exist for dozens and dozens of years. Bill and Robin Maggio wanted to offer something that was completely unique and different, and they have done just that. Andrew, there was a story in I believe in the last 24 hours about housing prices and how the values of homes are about to plummet in a lot of those markets where prices shot way up after COVID. So an example, Florida.
Yeah.
You spent all this money, and then when you got done spending all this money on the property, the value jacked up even higher. And the key would have been sell then.
Right.
Because right now they're expecting prices to plummet. And in talking to Bill and Robin Maggio, what happens here in this market is very different. We don't get those big highs and those big lows, and thus you don't get those big lows.
Right. I mean, we're kind of isolated for anytime you see a big national real estate story. It's always important you can kind of for the sake of mind to think about those things, but we're really isolated from that. The big driver of prices, if you don't mind here quickly, is interest rates. So when interest rates are higher, prices will go down a little bit. Interest rates in an election year will be going down. They have gone down already, and they will continue to go down.
And they were down, in December, and they most likely will continue to go down. So it offers opportunity. Maybe you're considering selling your home this year. This might be the opportunity. And why wouldn't you list with River Hills? In Barneville, Little Falls, and Utica, online it's riverhillspropertiesllc.com. Call 315-896-1009. Remember, nobody sells homes like River Hills Properties.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
Another story to keep an eye on. We're talking about gun violence. The other thing that's been something that's more annoying than anything else and costing people a lot of money is this shoplifting problem in San Francisco. Listen to this. You go into the grocery store here. What do you find behind lock and key now?
Oh, everything.
You can't buy razors. You can't buy, if you go...
Toothpaste? Deodorant?
Really?
In some places.
I'll tell you, in New York City, everything was locked. I went to a CVS and everything was locked. You had to call someone over to get almost everything. It was shocking. But in San Francisco, they're now putting underwear and socks in locked cases to prevent shoplifters from stealing them. Here are a couple of customers reacting to the changes because now you got to call for help to get your underwear.
It comes to the point like how ghetto does it look that they have to lock up the socks or whatever it is that they have under key.
If I was getting socks right now, it would be very inconvenient. I'd be very upset. I got to call somebody to come open up the counter for me to get socks.
That is crazy to know that the socks and the underwear are being put under lock. The cost will go up. Our residents will have to pay more, or they'll have to commute and travel farther to pick up their groceries, to pick up their socks, and it's really going to be hurting our community.
This totally sucks.
I have to tell you, I mean, in the advent of the self-checkout, there's certain things I want to purchase or that sometimes you need to purchase that's personal items that you don't want to, put in front of the cashier. So the self-checkout helps with that. But now that's gone because before you get to the self-checkout, you got to call somebody over to pick it out for you.
Stuff, yeah. I mean, we quite so bad here, but if you're doing any traveling, you're seeing it, or if you're in a rough area, you're gonna see it.
Mm-hmm.
Assemblywoman Marianne Buttenschon on the line right now with an update on where money's going to be spent this year and how much of that money is going to make its way to our communities. Assemblywoman, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. And that is the question that I've been asking since the release of the executive budget. How much is coming upstate?
Yeah.
And my colleagues stand with me as it is very important to get that question answered. We have just as significant needs, and the importance is to determine as we start to take a look at these budget bills, the concerns. I know that Andrew brought up on a policy side, affording our bus drivers to be able to waive the component of the test that talks about the engine.
Yeah.
And that's been something we've been working on for 2 years. It's a bill that I co-sponsor, but all I got to say is I don't care who takes credit for it, just do it.
Yeah, it doesn't make. I mean, for those
that
that aren't following the story, it makes no sense that a bus driver needs to know how to deal with components of the engine, how to repair the bus.
Right. They're not the mechanic.
If a bus breaks down, they're calling the bus garage and someone's going to come out. Your bus driver's not going to get out, male or female, and get under the hood.
And we don't want them to.
Right,
I mean, they
right.
should stay in the bus with the children. So that's the argument that I had always brought up is, why would you want that driver to leave the bus with children in it? So, I mean, you're right. There's the connection is very quick to a mechanic, and to have someone take a look at what needs to be done within an evaluation. The most important thing is we want the bus off the road in a safe environment for the children that are on that bus. So, I mean, that's just one example that we see. But if we talk about the budget in regards to the funding and the concerns that we face, it is overwhelming. I mean, our school runs just came out, which are, as you know, Rick Timms it takes a look at those very carefully. There's discussion about bringing forward a study to look at the foundation aid formula. Well, I mean, I look at it different. You have superintendents, you have retired superintendents, you have teachers, you have so many individuals that could come together within this process. You have students that are in SUNY schools that are preparing to do thesis and dissertations, and this is something that I think they could tackle. I mean, we find that it's not saying let's take millions of dollars, set them aside to have someone look at a processing. I mean, it to me, I still have a lot of unanswered questions.
So at this point, you've not gotten the answers on how much money's coming upstate?
Absolutely not. I have not.
Do you think that, I mean, I'm sure you've heard the tragic story of another underage teenager, another child, another kid being shot and killed in Utica. So Utica now has 2 homicides to start off the year. Both are under the age or either 16 years or younger. It's just a terrible tragedy. Are we reaching a point of crisis here in Utica? And if so, is there anything that can be done from your office? Is there any way Utica can get some help? It does seem like this is a trend, and it's so early in the year. It's got to be making people nervous.
Yes, this has been something that my office has worked on diligently to come together with various stakeholders, professionals within the community to determine what's best. Those folks have come to Albany. They have professed clearly what they consider solutions, which is modifications to the legislation. We hear, and we heard this within this budget, the importance of mental health of our youth, and I just look at it more of again, as we talked last time, it's a dual diagnosed. There's not just a cookie cutter where these children are fitting. But to your point, this tragedy is unacceptable. It is devastating to our community. And there is programs out there. You know, they identify that there's Give, there's Snug, there's many programs that have been. But as I close in every meeting, I ask, can you tell me where someone's doing this right?
Yeah.
And why are we not following that?
Marianne, I don't mean to cut, or Assemblywoman, I don't mean to cut you off, but one of the questions I have is there funding or some room in the budget or some monies that can be spent on, bringing back a Boys and Girls Club? I mean, I know that this is probably just a small fraction of the solution, but, some place that kids can go after school or during the summer where there's programs. I was a participant of that
I hate
program.
to say the funding was here, and a lot of that ARPA money went elsewhere.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, it's an excellent point, Andrew. Right now, you have the Community Foundation looking at something that mirrors not just the National Boys and Girls Club. I mean, I can remember when they were leaving this area, it was a great group of us that were fighting for them not to leave, and then they said, don't worry, it'll be replaced by nonprofits and others. You have Vinny Scalise that opens up his facility that is probably the only, shall we identify, quasi Boys and Girls Club that I see. You have the Rome Y in Rome that sets up that designation where it's got after school, where there's boxing, there's swimming. And, and I think we talk about, as you see with these pop-up pools or swimming aspects, we need a pool where children can learn to swim in our area. So, the minute I hear that, I'm just like, you have the Rome Y, you have MVCC somewhat, but Vinny is, again, the one that says, I'm going to put a pool. And with Reverend Webster, there's not a time she doesn't say to me, hey, how do I get my money? I need to get this pool online. So, I mean, you're right. I agree with you that there has to be, but I think it has to be a collective effort. It is something that has to just not, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. No, everyone has to be at the table. With those youth crisis meetings, it started out with about 20 folks. Now you'll see 50, 60 coming to the table. And the most important thing is that I start the meeting with, make sure you introduce yourself to someone you don't know in this room. I don't know how you all can be collectively going for the same goal and not even know the other folks exist.
Know people's names. All right, interesting. Assemblywoman, we'll do this again, and hopefully next time you'll have gotten some answers.
That's $1 million question.
Right.
So thank you.
All right, thank you so much.
More than that, it's billions, huh?
Yeah, more than millions, billions. Thank you, Marianne Buttenschon. We appreciate it. Have a great day. You're going on a cruise at any point? I know that Andrew's
I've got one coming up right around the corner.
So, that marijuana has been legalized in, you really have to think about this state by state in the U.S. So there are many states where marijuana has been legalized, but there are still states that it is not. And if you're caught, you could still wind up in jail. That holds true as well if you're leaving the country. And the minute you get out so far to sea on your cruise ship, you're out in international waters, and you're no longer in the United States, so it's new laws you're dealing with. And right now, cruise ships kicking passengers off the ship who are caught with
throwing them right in the water, throwing them overboard.
Not only with marijuana, but with the gummies and the edibles and all that stuff. He is a host of a TV show and podcast called Weed and Whiskey. Jerry J-Man Joyner on the line right now. And Jerry, this is becoming a bit of an issue on cruise ships.
There's no getting high on the high seas.
Okay, I like it. There's always a slogan.
Well, unless it's booze that you bought from the ship.
Right, they're good with that.
They do like that.
Yeah. This is a major problem. And what if somebody has it medicinally?
Still doesn't matter, guys. These cruise ships, they've cracked down on this big time. You can have a prescription in a legal state in 40 states in America. You can medically get marijuana. 24 states, adult use is legal, but it's not on these cruise ships. Not even gummies, not even CBD gummies that has no psychotropic effect. It's just, and they're commonly available at just about any drugstore now. But don't take those on a cruise ship. A lady got banned for life.
Wow. How are they finding out? Are they going through their luggage? Are they going through their bags before they get on? What's going on?
Well, that's in the case with the lady here in Texas. They were scanning her luggage, saw some fingernail clippers, so they opened her luggage and says, "What's this?" And she says, "Well, it's a bag of CBD gummies." And boom, she's off the boat, banned for life.
So the CBD, that's not even the THC.
That's not even the THC.
Man, there's so many letters.
And now let's look at these THC creams. My 85-year-old mother,
right?
We smuggle a cream out of Colorado for her to rub on her foot. She doesn't get high, but
right.
plantar fasciitis doesn't hurt.
Yeah, that does help people. There's no doubt about it. And meanwhile, you could bring your prescription meds on, and some of those are hallucinogenics.
Yeah.
I mean, I
I'd
don't
much
get
rather
it.
see somebody smoking one joint than taking a handful of Adderall.
Right. Think about that. Yeah. So, what is the answer? You gotta leave that stuff home. Don't bring it with you.
Don't bring it with you. There are ports that you could go to and legally consume in that port, but just don't try to bring it back on the ship with you either.
Okay.
Young guy tried to do that in Jamaica. He and his mother both kicked off the ship in Jamaica at their own expense to get back home because he brought a joint back from Jamaica, which is why people go to Jamaica, I think, right?
Yeah. Well, that just goes to show you got to smoke that stuff before you get back on the ship, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, y'all are smoking it up there in New York for sure. $150 million in legal sales in your first year, and still about $1 billion in illegal sales.
Well, and I got to tell you, the number of facilities that are going to be in New York that aren't open yet is really astounding when you think about it. So that number's only going to grow, and no pun intended. And it is what it is. So wow. Again, be careful if you're going on a cruise. Do not make the mistake. And the reality is you're out of the country. You are now you follow their rules. They are the authority, and you have no choice. It's like being on an airplane. Same thing. You're going to abide by their rules. They want to kick you off the plane because the flight attendant or somebody thinks you're being rude or you've had too much to drink. You're done. You're off the plane. Same thing on cruise ships.
Don't do anything to mess up your vacation that you paid for. It's just not worth the risk.
Yeah, smart. All right, J-Man, as
but
always.
I'll tell you, really quickly, as soon as there is some legislation, maybe federally, those cruise ships are going to have dispensaries right on board.
I got to tell you that.
Well,
let's talk about that for a second, because I don't think so. Because the problem you have is you're leaving the U.S. You go out on – that's why the casino's open once you get so far away from shore. You're out of the United States at this point, and you're dealing with other laws around the world, right?
That's right. You're dealing with both. Where's that ship titled? Many of them are in Liberia or Panama, and they've got different laws. And then when you're going into the ports, there's different laws. It's just not worth the risk. But does J-Man see in the future that you could get on a cruise ship that's just for people that want to get high? Yeah, they got one in Boston. They've got a Boston Harbor cruise. You can ride around in the harbor, look at it, and they have a little dispensary, and you can buy cannabis. So things are changing for sure.
What do they call that? Like the weed cruise, or And Denver, we were
weed on the water.
We were weed on the water. In Denver, this was 5 years ago. We visited my son, and they had weed buses. They'd go from dispensary to dispensary to pizzeria to dispensary to dispensary to pizzeria
to bakery to cookie shop.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. All righty. Okay, J-Man, we'll do it again. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
All right, the podcast and TV show called Weed and Whiskey. Jerry J-Man Joyner. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right, coming up, the people at Hospice, which is an amazing organization. Hopefully you don't need the service, but you know what? If you do, and they touch so many different families, many families have used Hospice. And it's nice to be able to give back. They are in need of volunteers. We'll explain what it is they're looking for. Could be only a few hours a week out of your time. It doesn't have to be that much. You give what you can give. And we'll explain coming up next. It's 8:38 at WIBX.
Are you ready for a buying experience like no other? Head to Steve Ponte Chevrolet in Herkimer. They're bursting with inventory. Over 100 brand new Chevys on the lot. Check out the newly redesigned Chevy Trax or power through any terrain with their all-wheel drive Chevy Trailblazer or Chevy Equinox. Looking for something sturdy? Their lot is loaded with Chevy Silverados, the epitome of strength and reliability. And get $6,000 off or take advantage of interest rates as low as 1.9%. Steve Ponte Chevy. Find new roads with incredible savings. Visit them on Route 28 in Herkimer or at StevePonteChevy.com. See why it's always easy to do business at Steve Ponte Chevy.
$6,000 off 2024 LT or RST Silverado with 2.7-liter engine. Must currently own or lease 2010 or newer Chevy car or truck. $2,500 must trade in 2010 or newer car or truck to eligible model or 1.9% with qualifying credit through GM Financial. One tier, 36 months. Offer ends 1/31/24.
Hi, this is Scott Hayes.
And this is Jill Hayes from New York Sash.
You know, honey, the first time you said, never let a window salesperson into your home, I thought you were nuts, but you were right.
Like there was really any doubt.
Seriously, so many people have told us how nice it is to shop in our beautiful showroom where there's never any high pressure.
Yep, and it's even nicer when we can help people save.
Like right now, buy 2 New York Sash windows and get 1 free.
We get slow during the winter, and we need to stay busy, so you get the best deal we make all year. Buy 2 windows, get 1 free.
Buy 4, get 2 free.
Buy 6 windows, get 3 free. There's no end to the savings.
And there's no need to invite a pushy salesperson into your home. Instead, stop by the New York Sash Idea and Design Center, where you can browse at your convenience.
We're open Monday through Saturday on Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro.
These savings are only available for a limited time, so come in today. And as always,
let our family take care of your family.
Have you ever wanted to learn how to make jewelry? How about learning how to design animations or create pottery? This year, explore your future in art with Munson. Munson in downtown Utica offers courses for artists of all ages, interests, and abilities. They also feature art appreciation classes for people more interested in learning than creating. Classes for the winter-spring semester begin in January. So register now at munson.art. That's munson.art.
Oneida County Department of Family and Community Services has immediate openings for program nurses starting at over $59,000. Nurses work a 35-hour work week, conducting patient screenings and home health assessments. And the civil service exam fee is waived for 2024. Apply now at OneidaCountyJobs.com.
For a limited time at Mattress Express, qualified buyers will get 60 months to pay on any purchase $1,500 or higher with no money down. That includes all brands of mattresses in the store and massage chairs. See store for details.
Hey, where were you yesterday? I don't know why I worded it that way. I should have worded it this way. I know where I was yesterday. I was at Steve Ponte Mazda. Actually getting, I just have the CX-90, and there were some modifications they needed to make that came down from Mazda on the brand new CX-90. And you know what? It was unbelievable. First of all, after they got done charging my vehicle, And with the quick charge, after they got done cleaning it for me, I mean, I feel like I want to take it for service there every day. Then it became they literally plugged it in and did basically a software update. Isn't that just incredible, the way vehicles are today? This is the hybrid. So a software update. But I have to say the focus that I want to make is the treatment you receive. They send you the video, you get the video, and they show you what they've done. You see it firsthand, everything that's been accomplished with your vehicle, and then you make decisions from there. And right now at Steepani Mazda, and I saw it by driving through the lot, a whole host of beautiful pre-owned vehicles. You can only select the best of the best late model Mazdas because that's what they select at Steepani Mazda. And they offer award-winning Mazda certified pre-owned vehicles with a 160-point inspection and the 7-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. And if you need a lower payment or a lower price, Rick says, come in and let's make your deal on a Mazda certified pre-owned vehicle. See why their customers always say it's always easy to do business at Steepani Mazda Commercial Drive in Yorkville.
WIBX and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
8:43, it's Thursday morning. I really don't think we're going to get much out of this potential winter storm they're talking about.
Right.
I do think it's going to go to the south, but if you're doing any traveling, Friday, tomorrow, even tonight into tomorrow, be prepared because it could be a little bit tricky. In studio right now, he is the volunteer coordinator with the hospice, is Jerry Plows. Good morning, Jerry. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
So right now, the hospice, local hospice, is looking for volunteers, right?
Yes. So we currently do have a team of about 50 volunteers that do a multitude of different things. But we're really looking for volunteers who would like to come into our Siegenthaler Residence Center up on Middle Settlement Road, and also volunteers that would be willing to go into homes with patients and families that are on hospice.
That's a really nice facility that you have. There used to be a restaurant a long time ago.
Many moons ago, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they, hospice just so many important things for families. When you reach that certain point, you need help.
Yeah. So what we really do is we offer the opportunity for people to, often you think about hospice and people instantly think about death. And we do help with end-of-life care, but what we do is we provide resources that allow you and your loved one to live the rest of your days, not die the rest of your days. And volunteers are a big part of that, going into the homes and alleviating burdens, whether it's running errands, picking up medications, grocery shopping for you, different things like that can help you out.
So various types of volunteers.
Yeah, there's a multitude of different ways that you can volunteer. We even have a veterans recognition program, and we have veterans that will become hospice volunteers. And if someone comes on to service and they are a veteran, we provide them a veteran recognition, and they'll go to their home and provide them an honorary certificate and a gold-plated United States flag pin and do a little ceremony to provide that recognition to them.
Yeah, that's really, really cool. I know someone who is, because this is extremely important for people who have taken up residency at hospice, is they have pets.
Yes.
And the dogs need to be walked, right? So you have literally volunteers. Their job is to walk the dogs.
Yep. We have our new resident dog. His name's Jasper. He's a lover boy. Loves everybody that comes in. He's a pity mix. And we actually have a team of volunteers that come in Monday or Sunday to Sunday, different parts of the day, and they walk him, they play with him, they sit with the residents. But as long as he goes from office to office.
Yeah.
Everyone has snacks, and the residents there have
Those
snacks
dogs
as
are
well.
Smart. They know where to go.
Yeah.
So one of the things I like too, that's a kind of an interesting opportunity for somebody who may be, shy when it comes to face-to-face things. There are opportunities available for you to do some phone volunteer work as well. Correct?
Yes. So after a patient passes away, it's not, goodbye, we're done. We actually follow the family for 13 months after. And we have volunteers that make monthly calls to those patients' families and ask how they're doing, how are things going. They build a relationship with them, really.
Yeah.
And then they work with our bereavement counselors, if they need a little more extra counseling and different things like that.
So if you don't want to be in front of, if you're not good at the face-to-face interaction, the phone options.
And we have office volunteers that come in and do administrative work for us. Our reception desk at the Siegenthaler Center is ran by volunteers. We have people who do baking for us. There's a multitude of different ways where if you're not comfortable to go into the home.
I just want to, this is Jerry Plows, a volunteer coordinator at Hospice. So some of the volunteers you're looking for, what you could volunteer, and maybe one of the things on this list would tweak your interest. The Baker's Dozen, what is that, by the way?
That's a group of people, and they provide baked goods to the Siegenthaler Center on a daily basis.
Nice.
Companionship, crafters.
This is a good one.
Cosmetology.
Yeah, that's cool.
What is the crafters?
So the crafters will sometimes, at the end of life, somebody wants to, put something together for their loved ones.
Yeah.
So they'll work with them and provide that resource.
Creative writers, Eucharistic ministers, gardening, yard work, health fairs, massage therapy, meals, pet care, pet therapy, sitters, veterans, and the list goes on. These are all things that people could do as a way as a means of volunteering for hospice.
Yeah, and we stretch. We're looking for people from Herkimer County, down in the valley, Little Falls, Dodgeville, Madison County, Oneida County. We spread a wide region. So,
all right, let's see. People can reach out to you at jplows, Plows, at hospicecareinc.org, or the phone number is 315-735-6484. Your extension is 1014, 315-735-6484. Extension 1014.
Yes, look forward to talking to many of you.
All right, good stuff. And Jerry, thank you for
Jerry.
Thank you.
What it is that you do for people out there.
Appreciate it.
All right, we'll break. Coming up, we'll speak with John Decker, Chief White House Correspondent with Gray TV. Love talking to John because he's an attorney, and with all the stuff going on in all over, from New York to Washington to Georgia with the former president, he can give us a little inside scoop of what you can expect. We'll get to it coming up as we close out Thursday morning on WIBX.
Retirement Outlook. If your retirement account is mostly stocks or bonds, listen closely. The future of your savings may be more uncertain than ever before. Hi, I'm Paul Stone, CEO of Colonial Metals. The sad truth is, our government continues to eat away at our freedoms and security. In economic times like these, run around the flagpole by lunatics in Washington, I look to the most trusted store of wealth in human history, physical gold and silver that you own. At Colonial Metals, we specialize in helping folks with IRAs and 401ks and other retirement accounts move their savings into physical gold and silver. If you'd like a free gold investment kit, give us a call today at 820-800-8000. My team is standing by ready to rush a free gold investment kit to you. You may also qualify for $7,500 in free silver and a free safe. Call 820-800-8000 now. That's 820-800-8000.
Colonial Metals is not a financial advisor. Consult with your advisor before investing.
That's 820-800-8000.
Ready for a smoother, safer ride? Look to Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, your trusted tire experts. Tallman's and their professional staff is there for answers, advice, and quality tires at a great price. And right now, Tallman's, when you purchase 4 Summit tires, you'll get installation, mounting, and balancing absolutely free. Summit tires are great quality and your best value in Central New York. And free installation when you purchase 4 tires is an amazing deal. Don't miss out. This offer ends January 31st, 2024. Visit Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair in Utica, Yorkville, Roman Herkimer. Online at tallmanstire.com.
Shop the Red Tag January clearance sale only at Carl's Wholesale Furniture Warehouse, New Hartford Shopping Center, or mycarls.com.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
I think it has legs, right?
I agree.
So working on, I've got a few minutes before we talk to John Decker. Working on, where, you come up with an idea. I'm telling you, since COVID, I've been struggling with sleep.
Yeah, you've
so
been saying that.
Pick a number. Pick a number.
4.
Oh, I was already downstairs at 4. That's normal.
Oh boy.
But the number for me, it was this morning. You go to bed around 11. You're up at 2:30. The problem is, I try to go right back to sleep, but if your mind's moving, Davey, when your mind's moving, you know what happens.
You know what time I've been going to bed the last week?
Can we guess?
Guess.
Okay, we get to guess. Is there a prize if I get it right or Andrew gets it right?
I don't know.
I mean, come up with a prize.
Diet Pepsi.
All right, Diet Pepsi would be nice.
I'll have to get it to you tomorrow.
Maybe my
$2
back that we lost in the vending machine. I'd say, but the time you're going to bed?
Yeah.
Midnight.
No.
After midnight?
No.
8:30.
We're gonna let it all hang out now. What's the answer?
6.
7.
7.
Wow.
Yeah, but I go to sleep at 7, and then I'm up at 1 o'clock.
What are you doing up at 1?
I can't sleep anymore.
You can't sleep. I'm having the same problem.
Then I tried to go back to sleep. I fall back to sleep like 45 minutes later. Then I'm up at 5.
You're up at 2.
I'm up
you're
at 5.
See, sleeping is not the problem for me. It's the whole waking up aspect. That's why I have to set a few alarms. Which drives the fiance nuts because it's like, will you just get up?
Now,
I have no problem with
now
getting
Mondays I don't have to come back here like I do in the afternoon.
Yeah. Yours is kind of work related.
Yeah, so I don't have to do my other job on Mondays.
And I'm also if there's the tiniest of noises, I'm
You're a light sleeper,
ready to attack. I'll take out anybody at any time. I have plenty of weapons at my disposal. I'm ready to go. And, I've rehearsed. I've practiced a little bit.
Now, Monday, I laid down at 1 o'clock. After I got out of here, 1 o'clock, I woke up at 4:15. I stayed awake for the whole Bills game. I stayed awake for the Monday Night Football. I went to bed at 12. I was up at 4.
What do you do on the weekends?
No, I don't do anything on the weekends. I'm in bed at 8 o'clock.
Wow.
Because I have to be here at Sunday morning to work at
Sunday
8.
morning.
So.
Yeah. All right, Davey, man, I'm not going to complain about my life. Look at yours. Holy crap, man.
So do I owe you? I owe you a Diet Pepsi.
I don't think so. We didn't guess correctly.
You got to get the money from them. I mean, the vending people.
But I'll still buy you a Diet Pepsi.
Well, it's very nice of you. You don't have to do that. John Decker will not be with us this morning. So what do you want me to do? I can keep moving.
I've
got
Go
a
right
ton
to
of
the
stuff.
top.
I
played all our commercials.
Remember, I've been gathering this stuff since 1:30 this morning.
Really quickly,
That's my number.
there is something I can say. I want to just, and I'm sorry it's a little late in the week, but I do want to reach out and say thank you to everybody who was texting me during the game messages of encouragement and support as I was watching what I thought was the unthinkable. And my Green Bay Packers really just giving it to the Cowboys.
Can I ask you who told you it was going to happen?
You did.
I did.
And I think you're the one.
Because
the odds are getting better as the playoffs go on. We should have done that initial Super Bowl because what were they plus some astronomical number like 6,400 or something?
It's a huge number, but I'm going to tell you. Not only did I tell you they were going to win, but I told you it was going to be a blowout.
Were you at least able to watch the game?
Oh, I watched.
Oh, he watched. Yeah.
Unfortunately, we were traveling between our locations, so we had to listen to the Bills game. But that wasn't bad. It was good to listen to get the win.
The word is that people are leaning that Taylor Swift will be in Buffalo. By the way.
Oh yeah.
And the Bills Mafia wants to send her home weeping.
They want her to jump through a table, one of them lighted tables. Did you see the freaks do that on Monday?
If she jumped
they were
through
up on big snowbanks jumping through the table.
If she's so thin, if she jumped through the table, she'd
break
go down
in
like a
half.
freaking napkin and be like, there she is.
The table would just
laying
stay
right there.
The table would just stay in
wouldn't
place.
break the table.
There were a couple of Bills Mafia freaks up on big mounts of snow, jumping through a flaming table. They jumped right through it. Poof.
Yeah,
it was like an old like watching a wrestling match with a lighted table set on fire.
I just do really believe that you're gonna. I think she's probably going to be there.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's the playoffs.
But there is no up to this point. There is no absolute as of yet. Just so you know, I want to tell you that we have some very incredible news each month. Town Square Media selects a employee of the month.
That is true.
In each of our markets. So we have several markets. We're all over the country, this company. And in the market named Utica. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Town Square Media Employee of the Month, Market Utica, Rome, New York, Davey Smith.
Yeah, Davey.
His real name is David.
David.
I don't say that.
I thought you didn't want us to call you that.
Just that, and
Right.
no, but everybody calls me.
I remember
Davey.
the first
my
time.
brother's name was David, so it is a wonderful name.
Yeah, I know it is.
And biblical as well.
So
right?
was my father's name.
Yeah. So don't be worried about that name.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations, you are
the weakest link.
the
No.
non-weakest link. You're the strongest link.
The first time I called David was, just by, nothing offensively. And I remember, never forget it. We were in the Frog Studio, and I was kind of jokingly saying it to you. And I mean, I never saw this side of him. He said, "My mom is the only one who calls me that."
Well, we had that on the air once. That it did end up on the air. Anyway, I just want to congratulate you. Congratulations on being Employee of the Month.
Thank you,
and
Bill. Thank you,
Andrew, tell him what he gets.
He gets bragging rights until next month.
There you go. Are you on Google Chrome, and do you ever use incognito mode? Because you don't want people to be knowing where you're going on the web.
I see that once in a while when I'm on Google. So
Yeah. Well,
I've been lazy, and I still haven't got my phone fixed.
listen, if you're on your phone, you're getting privacy. But if you're on a computer and you use Google in incognito mode, they are saying that while other people who use that computer will not be able to see where you went, the websites you go to, all that information is still being shared. The information is still being shared to Google. You are not in a private situation. Just letting you know, you should know that you are not in a private situation there.
Why am I not surprised?
The big scandal now in last October, Bobby, the world's oldest dog, passed away at the ripe old age of 31 years and 163 days. Guinness recognized the dog as the oldest in the world. Now they're questioning it. There's evidence the dog was actually born in 1992 and wasn't actually 31 years old.
Wow.
It's a scam. And do I have one more? There's a lawmaker in Oklahoma who I'll get to that tomorrow because I'm running out of time. But anyway, it is what it is. Congratulations, Davey, on Employee of the Month.
Thank you.
We're back tomorrow morning. WIBX Utica Rome. It's 9 o'clock.
For the fourth time in less than a week, the U.S. has gone on the attack in Yemen. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, hitting Iran-backed Houthi militants. The U.S. just redesignated as a terror group for all the recent attacks in and around the Red Sea, including an American ship yesterday that got hit and caught fire.
Yesterday's strikes involved Tomahawk cruise missiles with 500-pound warheads fired by at least one U.S. warship and a submarine.
Fox's Lucas Tomlinson also reports Iran is praising the Houthis.
Iran's foreign minister boasting about its support, declaring, quote, the security of the Red Sea is tied to the developments in Gaza, and everyone will suffer if Israel's crimes in Gaza do not stop. All the resistance fronts will remain active.
Pakistan launched airstrikes in Iran, retaliating for Iran's attacks in its countries. Both target militant groups. Iran also this week bombed Israeli and ISIS targets inside Iraq and Syria. President Biden met with congressional leaders, pushing for new military aid for Israel and Ukraine. The top House Democrat, Hakeem Jeffries, says
funding the Ukrainian war effort is in America's national security interest.
But House Speaker Mike Johnson says he told the president,
we understand that all these things are important, but we must insist that the border be the top priority.
As Republicans demand policy changes to stop record illegal immigration. New Hampshire's Republican primary is just 5 days away.
The majority of Americans have said they don't want their options to be two 80-year-olds for president. We've got to move past that.
Nikki Haley says she's only focused on former President Trump, with Ron DeSantis a distant third in the polls there. But before former President Trump rallied in New Hampshire last night, he was in court again in New York for a civil defamation trial. The judge threatened to remove the former president for muttering witch hunt and being disruptive.
He's a nasty judge. He's a Trump-hating guy, and it's obvious to everybody in the court. It's a disgrace.
Unemployment fell last week. The 187,000 first-time claims, the fewest in more than a year. America's listening to Fox News.
Don't let everyday aches and pains keep you from living your best life.
I don't think I really understood what people meant when they talked about pain until I started feeling it myself.
Start feeling better every day with Relief Factor, a daily supplement designed to support your body's fight against aches and pains.
Not only do I move better without pain, I just feel better.
Created by doctors, Relief Factor uses a unique formula of natural ingredients that target 4 metabolic pathways to address pain. Relief Factor doesn't just mask aches and pains, it helps reduce or even eliminate them.
Today, I do the things I love, and it doesn't occur to me to think about pain.
You can feel the difference all day, every day.
Join the over 1 million people who have tried Relief Factor's 3-week Quick Start Kit. It's only $19.95. Visit ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF. That's 1-800-4RELIEF. And feel the difference of Relief Factor.
Good morning, WIBX 950 News Time, 9:03. I'm Andrew Dominio. We are at 20 degrees. Wow, we're moving on up. 20 degrees under cloudy skies. Not going to get much higher. Your full weather forecast is on the way. This update brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. Utica police have announced the murder of a 16-year-old child in the city of Utica on the east side. Police say they responded to the area of East Utica. Good morning, WIBX 950 News Time, 9:04. I'm Andrew Dominio. We're at 20 degrees under cloudy skies. Your weather forecast is coming up. This update brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. Utica police have announced that a 16-year-old boy was shot and killed in the head in the east side of the city. Utica police responded to the scene at 9:30 p.m. approximately for reports of a gunshot victim. While life-saving efforts were attempted, unfortunately, the victim succumbed to their injuries. Police are asking anyone with information to please contact them. The Major Crimes Unit is investigating. If anybody in that area has security footage or home security cameras footage, they're asked to reach out to police as well. There is brand new information on a fox that recently attacked 4 people in Oneida County. According to authorities, an animal tested positive for rabies. The attacks happened in Rome between the area of the Mohawk River and Black River Boulevard. The fox was later found and euthanized, and the affected individuals have been treated. Officials are urging public to stay away from any animal acting strangely and to keep their pets up to date on their vaccinations. Your weather forecast calling for a chance of snow today, otherwise cloudy with highs in the mid-20s. Chance of snow overnight, cloudy with lows around 19. Snow likely tomorrow in the afternoon, otherwise cloudy